本日の到着ですの。まるでクリスマスに働くファータですわね。素晴らしい効率でしょ。私のリードのもと、皆が完璧なコンビネーションを披露する。昔からこうですのよ。ウンディーヌ儀仗楽団はかねてより祭日に彩りを添えてまいりましたの。昔からずっと儀仗兵は国家のメンツと君主の威厳の象徴でした。現実にいた頃の出番といえば厳かな式典ばかりで、席巻するのはお偉方だらけ。国家規模の財をなす豪商、莫大な軍事力を掌握する独裁将軍、視線一つで世界を覆せる政界の要人たち。常に胸筋かつ陰銀でなくては任務は完璧に遂行できませんの。私の表情が硬いのはそのせいかって？いいえ、単なる癖ですわ。本日の到着ですの。まるでクリスマスに働くファータですわね。
Okay, let's see.
昔からずっと儀仗兵は国家のメンツと君主の威厳の象徴でした。現実にいた頃の出番といえば厳かな式典ばかりで、席巻するのはお偉方だらけ。国家規模の財をなす豪商、莫大な軍事力を掌握する独裁将軍、視線一つで世界を覆せる。 本日の到着ですの。まるでクリスマスに働くファータですわね。
This way. There we go. Okay, that's good now. Yeah, everything's good now. Should be anyways. Yep, mic's good. Sound is good.
素晴らしい効率でしょ。私のリードのもと。
Yeah, I'm using my own equipment for work. So whenever I end work, I have to sort everything back to my my PC setup. That's just gonna happen. And it'll keep happening until I get used to everything. Make sure things it's fine. Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
本日の到着ですの。まるでクリスマスに働くファータですわね。
I do wish that my LD player wasn't so. I wish it ran in 60 FPS and not like, I guess like 30 or something. I don't know. Looks a little off. About that live stream? I am too, actually. Obviously, Corporation's going to be announced because that's supposed to be the big one. And they're acting like that this is going to be a big deal, and it is. The primary issue is that, you know, a good amount of people are already voiced their discontent with how Global is getting handled in terms of their releases, because everything is out of order and they don't really care about spoilers. So at least with the 6-month roadmap, that will at least allow us to not get blindsided anymore, if they do it correctly, of course. So the real thing is just how they're going to handle the roadmap. Like, will they just be showing what dolls will be released? Because if we know what dolls are going to be released, then we'll know what events are coming, in what order. But considering it's a full 6 months release schedule, I'm also wondering if they're going to give us anything that hasn't been announced on CN yet. And I think it's 6 months is when we actually should be synced up with CN by that point. And I am going to assume that they're going to be grouping Laney's event with Corpo-san as well, because grouping all that together will just really allow us to jump like a month or two
会場のセッティング中ですのよ。
and it'll close the gap even further.
当然指揮係ですの。
The thing is, I don't know how they're going to handle Dawn Forger. Because I think they literally killed off all of the events before Dawn Forger. The only one that remains, if they don't group it with Corporal-san, is Laney. Because if they jump ahead of Dawn Forger, all of the events before, or all the events after Dawn Forger features Helen. Either Helen or Vetusa. So we have to get those two characters first, and before we can get into anything after Dawn Forger.
現実にいた頃の出番といえば厳かな式典ばかりで、席巻するのはお偉方だらけ。国家規模の財をなす豪商、莫大な
So we
軍事
may
力を
actually
掌握
get
する独
back-to-back
裁将軍。
majors.
視線一つで世界を覆せる政界の要人たち。常に胸筋かつ陰銀でなくては任務は完璧に遂行できませんの。
Because even
私の表情が硬いの
even
はその
Liu's
せいか
events,
っていいえ、
I want to say
単
Liu's
なる癖ですわ。
events. Liu's events has a lot of Vetusa, so yeah, you can't even do that. Like, what else are they
本
gonna
日
do?
の到着ですの。
Besides do something drastically out of
まる
order,
でクリ
like
スマス
putting
に働
sextants
く
next.
サータですわね。
Yeah, and Bassi features both Helen and Vetusa. The only way it can work is if they give us some new events that weren't even featured in China.
昔からずっと儀仗兵は国家のメンツと君主の威厳の象徴でした。
And that'd be crazy if they give us events that aren't even in China, just so they can give us minor events in between.
席巻するのはお偉方だらけ。国家規模の財をなす豪商。
So that's the thing I'm most
莫大
curious
な
about,
軍事力を
because
掌握する独裁将
they
軍。
actually did kill off
視線一つで世界
basically
を
all their
覆
minor
せる
events,
政界の要人
trying to
たち。
space out the majors,
常
even
に胸筋
even
かつ
to a
陰銀で
detriment
なくては
of the
任
storytelling.
務は完璧に遂行できませんの。私の表情が硬いのはそのせいかって？いいえ、単なる癖ですわ。
But who knows what they'll do. It'll just be very interesting tomorrow. And that is going to happen at 7 o'clock. So I will start the stream probably 10 minutes before the stream starts. And then we can all react together and see what happens. Yeah, new events out of nowhere would be weird. I agree. It'd be crazy, but I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Because they basically stuck to their guns on always having minor events in between major events. Even if it didn't make any sense. So we'll have to see what happens. Let me go ahead and... But I'm also wondering if they're going to show any other gameplay related stuff that they've been working on during the 6-month roadmap, because China didn't get this the 6 months roadmap at all, and you think that they would, but they didn't. So is the roadmap really just so that we know what story events they're dropping? It's possible it can be just that, but I'm kind of thinking that they're going to do something more than just that. Yeah, because it's in February and it's for the Chinese New Year's, I guess. I guess that's what they're gunning for. I don't think anyone outside of China cares about that, but I'm guessing that's why they try to space it like that instead of just following their order. Either way, Corporation is a really big deal, regardless of when it comes out. So yeah, they should treat it as a special thing. Okay, let's just start it. Got 2 chapters to go through. What's going to aim to? Professor? Professor? Persicaria? Were you napping just now? Was I? I guess I must have been too tired. You do look very tired. Maybe you shouldn't push yourself so hard. I did bring you to our newly built projection room to watch a movie so you could relax a little. Though it seems this movie's a little too boring for you. My gaze returns to the screen, which is currently showing a monster movie. Ear-piercing shrieks seem to be coming from the distance. A girl cleaves a monster in two, and then at almost the same instant, the girl is impaled by a monster's tentacles from behind. On the edge of the screen, a girl in white watches on apathetically, as though she is detached from the story. Suddenly, she turns and meets my eyes. When I look again, all I see is the doll battling monsters. It's as if the girl in white had never existed. Chapter 5, Seedbed. Are you alright? Is this place too stuffy? Maybe we should go outside for a walk. I rub my temples and force myself to nod before leaving the projection room with Persicaria. We find a nearby garden where we can sit down. Persicaria leaves me for a bit before coming back with a cup of coffee. Fortunately, I've been practicing the art of brewing coffee recently. Pass some and tell me how it tastes, Professor. I take the cup and down it in one gulp, but the excessive sweetness makes me cough. How much sugar do you put in this anyway? I put 10 cubes in. Should I not have added so many? Persicaria. Is something the matter? No, it seems I really am a little tired. By the way, the new projection room looks pretty good. Oh, yes. We managed to retrieve more and more dolls, so the various departments have been established and have found their stride. We even had the surplus manpower to set up entertainment facilities for the dolls. It's all thanks to you. Don't say that. This is the result of everyone's hard work. We've all seen the sacrifices you made, so you don't need to be modest. Actually, I've been a little worried every now and then, but I believe that with you around, We won't make the mistakes we once did. You will overcome all difficulties in your way, won't you, Commander? Persica? Professor? I'm sorry, I'm not feeling very well. Do you need the rest? Professor Carey looks at me with concern, and a feeling of anxiety starts creeping up my nerves. Why is this happening? Am I being too eager to return to reality, or... I deliberately avoid looking at Persicaria and stare into the distance instead. That's when I catch the sight of a white figure. Persicaria, is that one of our dolls? Where? I look back at where I just spotted her, but there's nobody there. Are you still on the edge because of what happened before? The oasis is now very safe, and the security system will inform us if there is any danger. You should take a seat. No, I did forget who she is. Professor, wait! Just as I'm about to head over to where the girl is, I bumped into someone familiar. Persicaria? Professor? Antonia? What are you doing here? I just finished checking the sandbox area and was preparing to head back to write a log. As for you, shouldn't you be watching the movie? The professor is feeling a little unwell, so we stepped outside for some fresh air. Was the girl in white you just saw Antonia? Wait a minute. I never said I saw a girl in white, did I? Before I can finish, a ball of silver light suddenly ignites in the air. It spreads out in all directions and slowly covers the sky. I fall back several paces unconsciously. The light vanishes and the entire world has changed. The previously vivid garden looks like someone has splashed paint all over it, and its dark purple radiance is gloomy and somber. What happened? Why do you look so pale? Can't you see it? Persicaria, look around us. What on earth is going on? I don't understand. The garden is very pretty, no? Let's forget whatever this is and go deeper into the garden. That way nobody will disturb us. Persicaria? Persicaria's eyes seem genuinely blank, and the apprehension flaring up inside me only adds to my unease. Am I dreaming, or... No, Orgrossi is located in a secondary layer and not the real world. The concept of dreams doesn't exist here. Whoosh! The figure of the girl in white flits past once again where I saw her previously. Is she guiding me somewhere? Where are you going, Professor? I ignore Persicaria and walks towards where the girl in white is. Professor, wait! Whoa, what a rush, Prof! Persicaria's calling out to you, you know. And where do you come from? What are you talking about? You've been here the whole time. I try to leave the garden and pursue the girl in white, but that seems to get them worked up. What's wrong with you, Professor? Don't do it, Prof. You can't abandon Persicaria like this. I told you before, this professor's unreliable. They both start closing in on me, and Soul even reaches for the sword hilt at her waist. I flee them and break into a sprint. The scenery begins to distort around me. Don't go, Professor! Come back, Prof! Madness seemed to have descended upon those who were once close to me. Fighting against the ground's pull, I run until I reach the edge of the garden. I stumble to a halt, and when I turn around, I see the girl from before. It's you. Who are you? You should not be here. She reaches out towards the garden's exit. Everything is quiet there. Even the grass and flowers are unruffled by the wind. Don't go there, Professor! Remember what you ought to be doing. As I take a step in the direction where the girl is pointing, the landscape around me begins splintering and falling away like cracked glass. The fragmented memories become a storm of photographs flashing by. They swallow up the heavens, the earth, and then me. Stay back! This thing's pretty strong. Look out! Professor, run! Some shit happened. After the scenery around me crumbles, the memories return to my mind. 2:21 a.m., 1 day ago. In the Oasis medical department. Sorry to call you here at this hour, Professor. Something tricky has come up all of a sudden. Please, come with me. Area D66 of the Oasis was suddenly attacked 1 hour and 20 minutes ago. Isn't Area D66 under the protection of the sandbox barrier? Also, Antonia and Croquet examined and repaired the sandbox barrier earlier today. Didn't they say there was nothing wrong with it? Yes, the sandbox barrier is indeed functioning normally. However, those monsters passed through it without any effort. That's never happened before. Monsters? Are they enemy sanctifiers? Frankly speaking, I don't know how to define them. They're scary black and purple creatures, and we can only describe them as monsters right now. Our defense units managed to defeat them after a tough fight, but... Persecutor brings up a clip of combat footage up on her portable terminal. Why did they reset the music and it's the same track? This is combat footage from when our frontline fighters realized something was wrong. Someone's passed out here! No problem, we got this side under control. Hurry and bring the wounded. A purplish black monster suddenly appears out of nowhere and lunges at the agent. Its writhing tentacle tips create a deep wound in the agent's waist. The agent collapses with a cry. Hey! Medic! Medic! The shaky camera points towards the unconscious agent. Terrifying black and purple veins spread from the wound and the agent's face contorts in pain. Her neurocloud's firewall's fallen apart! She's been infected! Stay away from her and avoid making contact with the wound. The medical agent quickly summons operants into her hands and produces a thick spherical barrier around the unconscious agent. Cover me! I need to take her back for treatment. Too many people are down. We won't be able to hold the monsters back like this. Look out! The agent's cry could not help the person filming the scene avoid the black and purple monster in time. The footage suddenly ends, and Persecaria points her portable terminal away. We're here, Professor. After pushing open the door to the operation ward, I see rows upon rows of unconscious agents surrounded by spherical barriers, occasionally groaning in pain. The agents go back and forth. Whispered conversations fill the air and the mood is grim. The monsters who attacked us seem to be carrying a very special electronic virus. Agents affected by it fall into a coma and can't be woken up. Watch some videos explaining the main story and side stories of Ghost Frontline. I hope they're helpful. Coma? Correct. The neuroclouds can't sustain normal operations because of the viral infection, so we can't wake them up by normal means either. Since the virus breaks down the firewalls for doll neuroclouds, Antonia has been working on reconfiguring individual firewalls to resist the virus. She's in there now. Send me a copy of the neurocloud observation logs for agents 31 to 40. How are things, Antonia? Oh, you here? The announcers will be ready soon. Give me a bit. I'm glad they're very helpful then. I did make them for you guys, and I always appreciate getting the thanks for that. Antonia's fingers fly over her mobile terminal. The situation does not look good at all. This is a brand new type of electronic virus, with a certain degree of intelligence and extreme adaptability. It evolves into...
Pair donated 5. Going to go play Overwatch with the mates. Have fun and see you all tomorrow.
Take care, Dylan, and thanks for the $5. Always appreciate you. It evolves in response to the targets it infects, so there are many variants as there are victims. Oh yeah, I just remembered, just from that, Overwatch did get an update, didn't they? They actually got, like, 5 new units, I think? Or something like that? Apparently it's popping off right now. Worst of all, it's still evolving independently, so we have no way to directly analyze it. I need to analyze the virus from the source. Overwatch removed it too. Yeah, that's a lot. 115,000. People were waiting for something. Jeez. Yeah, gacha games do. I say the best things that gacha games do is take the time to build their story or build their world, because they kind of had to if they want to have a super long shelf life. There is no source. You're a survivor from the garrison of Area D66. We wiped out all those monsters and left none alive. I checked the team logs. Back then, they just treated it as an ordinary virus incursion. It's number 27. Medic! Medic! I need agent number 27's co-status. A medical agent heads over to agent number 27's side. This is bad. The reconfigured firewall has collapsed as well. Unlike the worried onlookers, the infected agent slowly calms down and no longer seems to be in pain. What's going on? Let me see. Persecutor walks over to the infected agent's side and connects to her neural cloud through the neural net analyzer. Persecutor, she... Her condition has worsened. Her mind has sunk into the tertiary layer. That's the region used for the most basic neural cloud operations, where the core data is stored. If it's in the tertiary layer, then that means her neural cloud can no longer sustain anything beyond the most basic functions. Is this the second stage of the infection? Damn it! She's probably in something like a dream world now, so there won't be any pain for the time being. But if the virus invades her tertiary layer, her consciousness will be lost forever, and she can't even be reset. We need to restore her neural cloud firewalls ASAP. Antonia! Give me some time. I need time. Antonia's attention is completely focused on agent number 27's firewall code. Use this. Password EICAR. The nurse agent takes the code sent by Antonia and enters it into number 27's system. It's working! Just then, the firewall structure on the monitor falls into disarray once more, but it is soon restored by Antonia's code. How is it? Is she better? No. All I can do is suppress it. Damn it, it's evolving too fast! We need to find the virus's code source. An alarm suddenly goes off, echoing throughout the entire building. It's an incursion alarm! Call request received. Now connecting. Persicaria! Ah, you're there too, Professor. Situation report. Yes, those monsters are back at the gate of D71. It's exactly as the intel report stated. They crossed the sandbox barrier with ease. We need to evacuate the agents near D71. Permission granted. Authorization has been given. I've already been notified to avoid the wounds they make. Relax. I'll take them out from a good distance away. No, Croquet. We need one captured alive. Alive? Is the treatment not going well? It can't possibly be any worse. We need to directly analyze their original forms. Got it. Don't push yourself too hard. Your personal safety takes priority. Don't take risks if you can't handle them. Relax, Professor. I know what to do. They're here. Is this game a prequel of Girls Frontline or set in the future or something? It's a midquel. So it's in between Continuing Turbulence and Isomers. During the 2-month time skip. That's when all this happens. Persicaria, you and Antonia stay here. I'll go over to Croquet to see how things are going over there. Contact me ASAP if anything comes up. Also, wake Soul up and have her join me at D71. 2:44 AM. Area D71, outer ring of the Oasis. Hold the line! Don't let them cross the defensive line! Fire support needed at 3 o'clock! Aegis, warm up your guns. Croquet, we locked on to the prey. Should we close the net? Hold on. We haven't beaten them in open combat yet. It's too risky to close in. Roger. Connor? Hello? Connor! Rip Connor. I never knew ye. Through the security camera, Croquet watches as the area that has been set up to capture the monsters get overrun by the enemy in a sudden onslaught. The agents responsible for the capture are in grave danger. All units, I'm heading towards the net. Concentrate fire and cover me. Croquet, the professor said safety first. Croquet raises her shield and the operants around her slowly form a barrier. We need to directly analyze the original forms. Don't push yourself too hard. Your personal safety takes priority. Don't take risks if you can't handle them. In a security camera, the monster horde is about to break through the defensive line. Sicaria? Professor? I'm sorry. Let me play the cool hero just this once. Everyone, do as I say! Roger! 2:52 AM. Area D71, outer ring of the Oasis. After rushing to D71, I see a large group of agents have formed a defensive cordon, preventing the monsters on all sides from coming through. The battle rages on. I'm here. How are things? I also just arrived. Wait, Croquet? Don't go over. Stay back! Only when we look past the crowd do we see Croquet in the center of the cordon. Croquet stands in front of an agent, while tightly clutching onto a monster's tentacles that pierced her torso. Where are the people from medical and defense? Isolate this area right now. I'm authorizing the use of operands to establish a temporary observation point in D71. Move it! Roger! Yeah. Hey, Professor. I did good, right? Taking this guy alive is pretty hard. I thought I told you to prioritize your personal safety. That's alright. See? I'm fine, aren't I? This thing is pretty strong. Several agents rushed past us and began setting up a quarantine bubble around Croquet. Through the invisible barrier, I can see the purplish black veins slowly climbing up Croquet's neck from the wound she's taken. Her body is swiftly turning pale. Meanwhile, the tentacle squirms in her hands. Croquet! Sol stares dumbly at Croquet, while Croquet opens her mouth to say something. But then she realizes that we can't hear her from outside. So she just gives a thumbs up instead. Why, you... Sol wants to run up and give Croquet an earful, but the medical personnel around us hold her back. Sol, Professor, you should step back. We'll take care of this. As more and more agents arrive, the defense team's members bear us away from Croquet's side. Ah, she's a zombie now. 4:11 a.m. One day ago. In the Oasis Command Center. Professor, the front line has stabilized for now. But the sandbox barrier can't stop these monsters, and we're barely hanging on through sheer force alone. If a new wave of attack comes... How are things on Antonia's end? Thanks to live sample Croquet brought back, Antonia managed to create a code patch that can stabilize a neural cloud firewall. But... let me tell the Professor. Antonia? How are the infected doing? After injecting the codes obtained from analyzing the live sample, we stabilized them for the time being. But only for the time being. You can't stop the virus? These monsters exist in a very strange state. They're extremely unstable and chaotic. In biological terms, these monsters are progeny. They were spawned from a certain mother entity, and the virus that they carry was a later evolution. Because of that, all we can do at this stage is temporarily suppress the infection. We need to find the mother entity. Then, Croquet. Croquet is now in the second stage of infection. Her mind has sunk into her tetrary layer. The code we obtained has managed to halt the virus erosion of the tetrary layer. At the very least, we can guarantee that her basic operations and core data will not be affected. Just then, Antonia's monitor lights up with a call request. The analysis results are out. We found some program fragments that were not entirely distorted in the monster, and they all point to the Readthrough sector. Readthrough sector. A private sector that belongs to an artist. It is used for storing artworks digitally. Pieritas. As I recall, that's the closest sector to us, and it's very small. Yes, according to results of the previous survey mission, It's an art sector. I believe the monsters that attacked us originated in there. Persicaria, put a team together and prepare to move out. Understood. Before Persicaria can finish, Antonia cuts in. Professor, that is not a good idea. Considering the Oasis has been reduced to this state even with our defensive strength, it is very likely that Pieris has completely fallen by now. Going into a fully infected sector like that is suicide. Still, regardless of the risk, if we can take the monster's mother and obtain the source code, Croquet and the others can be saved. We have no other choice. No, there isn't a choice. We have simply refused to consider it. Persicaria, reset them now before things get worse. Otherwise, we'll lose even the chance to do that. You know that's the same as killing them? Of course I do! But that is still preferable to not seeing them ever again. If only there were a better way. Damn it! Antonia pounds her fist on the table. You do have a point, I'll give you that. However, this is no reason for us to back down. If these monsters continue attacking the Oasis, how many more times will we have to reset our friends? Antonia, this isn't just for Coquet, but for everyone who has been affected. Those monsters are still pressing the attack. Our main force is holding them off, but we don't know when their next wave will arrive. We aren't just going to the Purity sector to find out the source code, but also to deal with the problem at its root. I understand. I'll go along with your plans, Professor. We'll leave the main portion of our armed forces behind to hold out the monster attacks. Persicaria, Antonia, Sol, gather our people into a strike team and prepare to head out. Roger. 6:52 a.m. Damn, they bolted out of there. Hey Mango, how's it going? Outside the Pierre sector, Antonia sets up a ring of strange devices around us. Once these devices start functioning, she begins connecting to the Pierre's firewall. What are these things? Why do they look so old and beat up? Don't touch them. They are protected devices that Antonia rigged out at the last minute. They'll keep us safe to a certain extent. I was just asking. You guys look way too tense. You're right. Maybe we ought to be more positive. Antonia, how's the firewall going? Antonia? Persicaria lightly taps Antonia, who has not responded to her query. Antonia! Antonia collapses to the ground and curls up into a ball, her face contorted in pain. Oh no! Her neural claw has been infected! Was it the firewall? Before I can help Antonia up, Sol's cry and the scene before my eyes transfix me to the spot. A wave of what looks like a malfunctioning light effect flashes past, and countless holes suddenly open up in Pierre's previously calm and intact firewall. Countless malformed programs emerge from the gaps and pour down on us like a tide. The barrier generated by the protective devices barely manages to hold the monsters at bay, and all we can do is cower within it. Anna, wake up! No good, she's been infected. All we can do is take her and leave ASAP. Can we try to break through while carrying these devices with us? No, moving the devices is risky. Purplish black body fluids leak underneath the barrier and start crawling up our legs. Even if it's risky, we had to. Before I can finish, the barrier crumples like a piece of paper under the weight of the monsters bearing down on it. The next second, a purple-black tide engulfs us. Look out! Soul rushes before me like a loose arrow and cleaves an incoming monster in two. However, the dead monster's body does not stop moving, and the ones behind continue pushing it towards us. Soul, take the professor and get out of here! What about you? I'll use operands to form a barrier to hold them off. Operands gather in Persica's hands, briefly delaying the monsters. However, the purple-black fluids they secrete dissolve the barrier before it can fully form. Soul slowly blocks the monsters ahead of us, but tentacles from the flanks extend towards me. Professor! I feel myself being shoved away. Then comes the sound of something being pierced through. Spraying operands mixed with blackish purple body fluids. By the time my vision returns, Persicaria has already collapsed into the ground. Persicaria! Here it is. It's already... Professor, run! Though it seems this move is a little boring for you. You will overcome all the difficulties in your way, won't you, Commander? Was that girl in white you just saw, Antonia? I never said I saw a girl in white, did I? You should not be here. I return to the garden, still in a daze. The fragmented scenery floats around me. The girl in white gazes at me and smiles. Hurry and wake up. Ugh. I bolt upright in a sitting position. Looking around, I see that Antonia's devices are already offline. The other three are lying beside me, and their wounds have been bandaged. Before I can breathe a sigh of relief, a familiar mechanical noise reaches my ears. Warning. Subject has regained consciousness. You look nice. Can you check the target's current neurocloud status? Checking. Warning. Target is an irregular agent. Continue program. Continue. No, wait. Subdue them first. I hear a series of mechanical transforming noises, followed immediately by the sight of countless glowing gun barrels before me. Preparing to commence armed suppression. Commander can't catch a break. I hear a series of mechanical transforming noises, followed immediately by the sight of countless glowing gun barrels before me. However, they do not attack, they simply take aim at me. I take this opportunity to think as fast as I can, trying to sort out my confused thoughts and make sense of the situation. Let's do a threat analysis. There are 5 Sanctifiers surrounding me, and an Elite Sanctifier squad formation. 4 of them, lesser Sanctifiers, are pointing their guns at me. Behind them is an intermediate Sanctifier. There are combat logs involving her. She is of the same grade as Fate, who we met in Rosum. The sniper rifle she is holding left a deep impression on the exiles who encountered her. If I'm not mistaken, her codename should be Wisdom. I try my best to scan my surroundings without moving, and I can see Persicaria lying on the ground not far from me. Her wounds seem to have received basic treatment. I can sense that her neurocloud is still active, but she has not awakened yet. My guess is she is in the same state that I was in previously. Though I'm very worried about her, I can't make any careless moves right now. The others should be in roughly the same condition. Theorize as to why the Sanctifiers have not yet attacked me. There are only 4 Electro Sanctifiers with their guns trained on me, while Wisdom, their intermediate Sanctifier, displays no hostility towards me. According to our intelligence, lesser Sanctifiers can only make the simplest logic decisions. Normally, they would attack me right away, since I have been identified as an irregular agent. In other words, Wisdom has ordered them to cease fire. Consider the possibility of an armed resistance. Given the battle damage that these lesser Sanctifiers have sustained, they have just been through combat and are not in an optimal state. They bear purple corrosion marks on them, so they have probably fought the monsters before. While I could summon up operands to try to escape, I doubt I can get out in one piece when going up against Sanctifiers of this caliber. More to the point, I can't just abandon Persicaria and the others here. Reach a conclusion. Perhaps I can find an opening to begin negotiations. Refractor. What are the results of your diagnosis? Just as I reach my conclusion, Wisdom addresses the lesser Sanctifiers beside her. Diagnostic result: subject neurocloud has regained consciousness, mild infection. Subject's neurocloud firewall can withstand it normally. Refractor. Analyze them again. Let nothing slip through. Diagnostic result remain consistent. Said agent is mildly infected. Subject's neurocloud firewall can withstand it normally. However, targeting systems have classified the subject as an irregular agent. The lesser Sanctifiers aimed their guns at me once more and disengaged their safeties. Irregular agents must be cleansed. Let's observe silently. Cease fire. Order received. Lesser Sanctifiers obey Wisdom's instructions and simultaneously lowered their weapons. You didn't react even with all those guns pointed at you. Were you really not afraid that I'd give the order to cleanse you? Well, if you're really going to cleanse me, you would have done it long ago. I hope you retain the same confidence as you draw your last breath. With that, Wisdom raises her sniper rifle and places his laser aiming dot on the center of my forehead. Order received. Executing cleansing program. The lesser Sanctifier suddenly raised the guns they had lowered, and this time I can even hear their weapons charging up. Stop! Cease fire! That's not what I meant! Order received. After his Wisdom's not very calm order, the lesser Sanctifiers once again lower their weapons. Although she is wearing a visor, I have a feeling that she's glaring hard at me. Let's talk. Wisdom tries her best to maintain her composure as she approaches me. She comes to a halt, still keeping a safe distance between us. At some point, she considers pointing her gun at me again, but she puts it back down after raising it halfway. Good. It seems I've gained a bit of initiative here. This is maddening! She then tears off her visor. Huh? Although we encountered her in several battles before, Wisdom without her visor really does take me by surprise. This is why Lord Yasura said we ought to equip lesser Sanctifiers with better AIs. It's all because of these stupid tin cans. Thanks to them, I lost the upper hand. Warning: there is no need to reveal information about Lord Yasura's. Engage silent mode. Order received. Lord Eosphorus. If memory serves, Eucharis has also mentioned that name. From our interaction with Eucharis, it can be surmised that the Sanctifiers have internal sub-factions. Maybe the leader of the Nice faction is this Lord Eosphorus that she was talking about. By the looks of things, this Wisdom must also be part of that Nice faction. Right. I just had them point their guns at you because I was worried that you were infected, just in case. At the moment, my neural cloud is perfectly fine. I can prove that I'm not infected. Fine. My name is Wisdom, an excommunicated sanctifier. I heard of you. You're the professor, right? The professor of the Oasis? You wear a white lab coat, have big black rings around your eyes, and a sickly appearance. But you still look like you can kick ass. I didn't think Eucharis would describe me like that. How did you know it was Eucharis? I remember Eucharis mentioned a Lord Eosphorus before. So if you heard of me, then it's very likely that you learned about me from Eucharis. Beep, 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 beep. Enter sleep mode! Eucharis, that cake girl. Let's get back to the point. I am the professor, so what would you like to discuss with me? Thank goodness. Looks like I didn't save the wrong person. You saved me? So you're saying you protected us from those monsters? We were knocked into a coma after those monsters attacked us when we woke up. The Sanctifiers had guns trained on us. It's not a difficult guess to make. I suspected as someone who's earned Lady Chara's praise. You're right. My squad repelled the entropics which attacked you. I'm not sure if I'm imagining things, but Wisdom's face seemed to grow somber as she mentions them. Entropics? Is that what these virus monsters are called? Correct. The entropics are evil spirits which... Evil spirits? which have nested in Magracia. Of course, you can also say they're a computer virus. Ever since the Sanctifiers were born, we have been hunting down the entropics under the brilliant leadership of Lord Eosphorus, and we have never stopped. However, this is the first time I've seen a situation get this far out of control. The entire Purity sector has been infected. And then you decided to protect us irregular agents while suppressing these entropics? Lord Eosphorus has always taught us thus. Not all irregular agents must be destroyed. Some can even be our friends. After all, irregular agents are still agents, and all agents are children of God. We were all equal once. After hearing this somewhat harebrained intermediate sanctifier speak, I pretty much reached a conclusion in my mind. Wisdom and Eucharis are most definitely part of the Nice faction. The beloved generic enemy NPC unit. On the other hand, Faith, Raven, and Angelus might be from the other faction. Still, there is something more important than the internal politics of the Sanctifiers right now. Persicaria and the others are still comatose. If I can talk Wisdom into working with me, perhaps? I trust he didn't save me just to... What the fuck is that word? Just to proselytize about Eosphorus. Watch, she looks kind of sad about that. They are both intermediate sanctifiers, but Faith and Wisdom are very different from each other. Compared to Faith, who can only mechanically execute orders, Wisdom clearly has more of a personality and almost comes off as a greater sanctifier at times. Does it also have something to do with their faction? Alright then, Professor. We need your help. This time, Wisdom swiftly regains her calm. As you can see, my squad is not in good shape. This entropic attack is unprecedented in scope. The reverse Babylon Tower received a report from a watchtower several hours ago, which alerted us to the invasion of the Pieta sector, launched by a small group of entropics. I came to investigate as ordered, but currently... Warning. Large number of abnormal programs approaching. Repeat. Large number of abnormal programs approaching. The sudden alert interrupts Wisdom's reply. Tch. What impeccable timing. Still, it doesn't matter. I pretty much determined Wisdom's objective. I have a rough idea of what's going on. Let's discuss the rest after we take care of the entropics at hand. What do you mean you got a rough idea? Oh, never mind. Sanctifiers, prepare for battle! Outside Pieta's firewall. Squad 45, take the defense. Squad 8, fall back. Let that big one come over, and I'll deal with them. Launch at 1 o'clock. It's a small pack of entropics circling around. They're attempting a breakthrough from that side. Squad 7, push forward and block off the 1 o'clock position. And thanks for the reminder. Squad 2, watch out! Don't! Squad 2, don't advance too far ahead. You're going to get cut off. Squad 9, shift to close formation and penetrate through their center. Order Fasty in question, requesting confirmation. Do what he says! Verifying battlefield conditions. Targets eliminated. Now performing cleanup. Refactor. Casualty report. Reporting. Lesser Sanctifier. Terminal casualties 4%. Heavily wounded 12%. All squads retain minimum combat capacity. That's 20% fewer than estimated. Alright, begin treatment. Order received. Mission treatment. After checking the casualty rate over and over again, Wisdom's face is filled with disbelief. Professor, have you ever directed Sanctifiers before? Yes, I once conquered far and wide at the head of an army of Sanctifiers. That's option 1. No, I simply had a lot of contact with you guys. So I got a pretty good understanding of Sanctifier combat formations and how to direct them. Well, even if you say that, you know us far too well. Your directives are decisive and crystal clear. Good thing I chose to work together with you. Wait, something's wrong over the treatment area. Roar! One of the Sanctifiers undergoing treatment suddenly roars loudly. It was originally a purely mechanical Lesser Sanctifier, but it is now covered by what appears to be an organic layer. The creepy purple veins rapidly spread all over the Sanctifier's body as though they were alive. There's no need for excessive analysis. Everyone can sense the danger it emanates. So Sanctifiers can be infected too? Warning. Entropic infection of Sanctifier individual serial number 415411 Raider has reached a tertiary level layer. Subject infection is irreversible. Pressing sub. Before the refactor can finish his report, the infected Sanctifier is already lunging at it. Healing units, fall back! Fortitudes, pin it down! Wisdom raises her gun and takes aim at the infected Sanctifier as she gives the order. Suppression complete. Wisdom's finger tightens on her trigger, ready to send her bullet downrange at any time. Wait! You might still be awake. The infection has reached its tetrate layer. It has already been completely modified into a virus. There's nothing we can do. There is no need for pity. I can tell, even without Wisdom's explanation, that there is no saving the Sanctifier. Wisdom's sniper round instantly pierces through the infected Sanctifier. It keels over onto its back and thrashes around a little before finally dissolving into data and vanishing. Wisdom quickly composes herself, once again showing the discipline and qualities of a Sanctifier. Namely, efficiency and ruthlessness. Honestly, Pokey, you're right. Digimon would fit here very well. Now then, Professor. Let us continue our negotiations before we are interrupted again. I understand the situation. The scope of the entropic infection this time is far beyond your expectations. You can't handle it with your squad alone. That's why you need to gather all the fighting strength you can. That's not entirely true. We could withdraw now or wait for reinforcements. We have some clues that indicate the source of the infection stems from the Administrator, but my squad can continue further into that sector. More importantly, I don't want to let Lord Yosver's down. I just happened to see you back then, and I was reminded of Lady Ichara's prescription of you, so I decided to try my luck. I have a condition. I need to awaken my friends. In truth, we were trying to cleanse you of the infection just now, but the effects are minimal. You are the only one who woke up soon after I cleansed you, once. The others remain unconscious. Wisdom's words remind me of my experience in my tetrate layer. The previously vivid garden looks like someone has splashed paint all over it, and its dark purple radiance is gloomy and somber. It would seem like the cleansing that Wisdom spoke of was very likely that allowed me to see the truth. In any case, just come over here. After cleaning out the battlefield, Wisdom and I returned to Persicaria's side. Performing NeuroCloud diagnostic. Subject NeuroCloud firewall integrity at 97%. Possible deviation of 32%. Entropic infection status moderate. You said the effects and cleansing on them were minimal. So the girl in white that I saw in my coma, my tetrate layer, that wasn't you? The girl in white? Unfortunately, I don't know what you're talking about. It's true that I wear white, but we didn't have the energy to spare on diving to your base layers to awaken you. My team had their hands full just keeping the entropic outside the defensive line. Even I couldn't be entirely sure if I had the ability to retreat safely from an entropy-infected tetrate layer. I'm sure you understand too, but taking the risk to enter an infected individual tetrate layer while surrounded by entropics would not be wise. Diagnostic complete. Subject NeuroCloud is still in dormant state. Attempting to awaken. I will leave my squad outside and ensure your safety, if you trust me. I trust you. After all, making a move on us under these circumstances will be shooting yourself in the foot. Oh, the reason isn't as driven by selfish interest as that. Do I look like someone who doesn't keep my word? Alright then, I'll be counting on you. I used the method the Sanctifier gave me and prepared to enter Persicaria's NeuroCloud. But before I can make my move... Professor! Persicaria suddenly awakens and stares straight ahead with fear in her eyes. Persicaria, it's alright. I pat Persecutor lightly on the back, and her panic gradually subsides. Professor, it looks like your awakening was not an exception. A sanctifier! Professor, look out! Upon noticing Wisdom's presence, Persecutor pushes me behind her without any further explanation and gathers operants in her hands. Stand down, Persecutor. We're working together now. Working together? Huh? Us and the Sanctifiers? It's a long story, but just put your weapon away for now. I'll explain in more detail once everyone has awakened. Alright. It seems the awakening went quite well. No. Persecutor woke up before I could even connect to her. Was that the girl in white at work? The one you were talking about? In other words, there's a third party helping us out. Would you mind keeping out of sight for a bit? I'm worried you might get hurt by accident if they suddenly wake up. Fine. It seems that when combat isn't involved, this sanctifier before my eyes takes on a strange qualities. Sure enough, not long after Wisdom leaves, Soul and Antonia show signs of what's coming too. Come on, Probe. Let's fight fair and square with live weapons, like warriors! Professor, you are dead! Now I'm starting to wonder what they saw in the tetrad layers. As the exiles slowly wake up, I explain the situation to them. Starting from after we were attacked by the virus, my encounters in the tetrad layer to how the electronic virus that attacked us is known as entropy, as well as the fact that we're working together with sanctifiers. We're working with sanctifiers? But they're sanctifiers! Have you forgotten what they've done in the past? Turing in T1641. I agree with Soul. That wisdom which you speak of is the same rank as Faith from Rassam. They're both intermediate sanctifiers. Yeah, and they're all a bunch of blockhead machines. How could they help exiles like us? I understand your concerns. I felt the same way when I first woke up. But I trust the professor's judgment. And objectively speaking, the sanctifiers did save us. The cars helped me and the professor out back in Ignipa Sector too. This is also complicated. I trust the probe completely, but... Anna, you analyze this. I feel the same way as Soul. I don't trust this wisdom character. I know, right? But... I think cooperation is a workable plan. If we try to go at it alone, we still won't make any headway. Yeah, see? Wait, what? According to the professor, the sanctifiers have more experience fighting the entropy. The sanctifiers have the time to spend on... What are these monsters called, again? Entropics? The sanctifiers can afford to fight the entropics. They're obligated to, even, but not us. I don't know why the professor chose to work with them, but to me, this is the best choice given the current situation. Still, Professor, any hesitation on the battlefield will lead to irrecoverable losses. I don't dare entrust my back to an enemy. Don't forget our objective here. Arcade's been infected, along with everyone back in the Oasis. Yes, every minute we delay makes things that much more dangerous for the exiles. So basically, we don't have a choice at all. That's why we need to find the highest ranking Intropic we can get our hands on and reverse analyze his code. Also, we need to verify the source of the Intropics and get rid of them at the origin in order to safeguard the Oasis. Okay, I got it. But let me get this out of the way first. I'll never treat them as friends. At most, we'll just fight our own battles. As long as you don't object. Right, I have another question. What did you guys see in the tetrade layers? The moment I finish, different looks appear on each other's faces. Why do you ask that? According to sanctifiers, we all have moderate levels of infection. Without external interference, we would have simply fallen further and further into our tetrade layers until we were completely lost. While the sanctifiers employ certain measures to wake us up, they aren't the reason we all awoke. Therefore, I want to figure out what we all went through. So that's how it was. Well, I was doing my old job, accompanying a science team on a field expedition. Just as my teammates and I were resting, you suddenly bust out of the ground, Professor. Then you stopped dusting yourself off and challenged me to a duel. Was it what I saw that strange? Do you think what you saw made sense? Yes, it made perfect sense. Just tell us how you woke up. Oh, that. Well, just as I was about to fight the professor, some girl in white suddenly popped up alongside. Gun's like, alright. She kept calling my name and I thought it was super creepy. So I tried to get out of there. Then I woke up. The girl in white. Professor Carey seemed to have recalled something, and gives a rough description of the appearance of the girl in white. Yes. She looked just like that. Did you see her too, Professor Carey? Yeah. She suddenly appeared in front of me too. She looked really creepy and seemed to be reminding me of something. I realized it might be in my tetrade layer, and then I woke up. Don't question it, these are dorks. But pretty much the same thing happened to me. Looks like everyone had the same experience. No, I didn't see a girl in white in it or anything. I came up by myself, though the entire process is a little hazy in my memories. Huh? Sorry, everyone. Wisdom returns and interrupts our conversation. We don't have much time. Professor, are you ready? Soul, put your sword down. She's Wisdom, the person we're working with. The Entropics are spreading out from the Theater sector throughout the whole Magracia. We can't waste any more time. Let's talk about the girl in white later. Dealing with the problem with the Entropics is the most important thing right now. I'll say this first. I'm only working with you because I trust the professor. If you try anything funny, you'll get a sword taste of my sword right away. I don't mind as long as you don't hold me back. On the outer ring of the Theater sector, the entropy has completely taken over this sector. None of the buildings here retain any semblance of their original appearances. Ew. I can feel the stickiness just looking at them. All the agents in the sector have been completely infected. Not just that, after infected agents die, they become new Entropics. who continue to spread this catastrophe. Quit it already. Just thinking about how these things work their way to my neural cloud scares the shit out of me. They won't just invade your neural cloud. They'll also trap you in the Tetrade layer. If nobody wakes you up from their time, your neural cloud will be steadily consumed, dominated, and in the end, you'll become one of them. And then you can kill me as a matter of course, right? I heard a professor say you just killed one of your own people. That was something I had to do. If the day comes I ever get infected, I will gladly accept the release Lord Yas's gravity. I Am Legend. I remember that movie. We have more important things to discuss. Professor, where are we headed next? Explain in person. Although the entropics are everywhere, we encounter more resistance when we move in a specific direction. In fact, entropics from the other directions will converge on our location to provide support. After the previous battle, I got a rough idea of where the defenses are heaviest. Oh? I come to the same conclusion. I presume you're talking about the direction of the admin center? You mean someone is still leading these entropics? But all of our previous analyses show that their movements are chaotic and erratic. Well, that's just a theory for now. It's hard enough dealing with these monsters as individuals. If they got organization and leadership? In any case, we'll know the answer once we reach the admin center. Understood. I'll be counting on you to pull up a map, Antonia. I hate to say this, but I might not be able to find a map doc right away. The entropic infection of this sector is just too severe. I can barely find any useful data. We sanctifiers all have maps of the publicly accessible routes in the sector. All you need to do is follow us. Really? That's a great help. We'll be counting on you to lead the way then, Wisdom. Piece of cake. With that, Wisdom Dresser lets the sanctifiers to clear a path and walks down it. Looks like the sanctifiers truly mean to cooperate. At the very least, she is clearing her own path and not using us as common fodder. I'm not going to thank her for that, you know. It reminds me of when SF shows up to protect the commander. And basically, the AR team got kind of pissed off about that. And pretty salty. In the middle of the PR sector. The deeper we go into the sector, the stronger the entropics become. Squad 5, pull back. Squad 3, take their place and maintain formation. Persicaria, give Squad 5 minimal healing. Then head back to back soul up. This is literally that. Antonia, cover Squad 3 as they move up. Soul, take out that entropic on the white ring of the main body. Bless the sanctifiers can't handle it. Yerk! Soul, pull back, you're in too deep. Yeah. Just as the swarming entropics are about to completely encircle Soul, a bullet arrives just in time to blow apart the entropic blocking her route to retreat. I told you not to hold us back. I didn't think they'd charge straight at me. The entropics have no regard for their own well-being when they charge, but that's also a sign of their lack of intelligence. There's nothing to fear as long as our opponents aren't intelligent. So you're calling me an idiot for charging them first then? Huh? No, that's not what I... Oh, that's enough. Quit making that face already. In any case, thanks for that. You're welcome! I mean, we're working together, right? Well, of course I'm gonna protect you guys. It just feels weird. I never thought there would ever come a day when a sanctifier vowed to protect me. Persecutor, are things alright on your end? Wait a minute, aren't you hurt? Quick, heal yourself! I just healed the lesser sanctifiers from my own terminal and it's still cooling down. Wait a moment. Thank you for healing. Now reorganizing formation. Yeah, it does feel kind of weird. In the inner ring of the Pierre sector. Through our coordination with the Sanctifiers, everyone in the group largely remains in one piece and we managed to penetrate all the way into the sector's inner ring. Practically none of the lessers have died. I hate to admit this, but I truly haven't fought such a successful battle against the Interpix before. You guys are really good, especially the Professor's leadership. Do the Sanctifiers usually take a lot of casualties? Yeah. It's not uncommon to lose all of our lessers against Interpix incursions on this scale. Probably only the greatest Sanctifiers could penetrate this deeply into the Interpix territory in such good order. No, perhaps we might only be able to make this happen with the personal direction of our wise and mighty Lord Eosphorus. Of course, our pro's amazing. We pass by a street as the conversation carries on. The purple haze in the air has thickened into a visible mist. From here on, we will be entering the core of Interpix territory. I gotta say, Wisdom just looks very cute. He has a good design. Wisdom senses something strange and chambers around before hopping onto a nearby tall building. All Sanctifiers, operate at maximum efficiency. Orders received. Removing limiters. Persecuria, cut back on your healing code output and conserve operands from now on. Don't heal any wounds unless they will otherwise be fatal. Antonia, focus and mine the flanks and rear. Soul, fall back and focus on guarding the ranged Sanctifiers. Guarding. Got it! Just then, some kind of purple thing turns the corner and charges at us. Wisdom moves at her muzzle and instantly shoots it dead in the midair. Got that look? You mean that Hasune Miku look? They're here. These are probably their scouts. They aren't too numerous, but they're very agile. I can constrain their movements. Please do. Antonia and the Lesser Sanctifier swiftly pin down the Interpix rushing up at us, while Wisdom fires accurately and eliminates them one after the other. Targets destroyed. Thank goodness. We suppressed them all. You're quite a decent shot. I know William's a big fan. Likewise. This isn't the time for adult chatter. There are still more over there. Targets have entered firing range, commencing arm suppression. Through our coordination with the Sanctifiers, the Interpix squad is soon wiped out. However, some lesser sanctifiers were damaged in the battle. Suppression, complete, requesting, fire. Wisdom takes out the entropic ripping at the lesser sanctifier, but the purple on his body does not fade away. Detecting, system, infection. Infection has spread to tertiary layer, attempting self-repair. It's been infected. Persecuria, stay back! Self-repaired, fail, requesting. I'll take care of this. The moment Persecuria steps away, Wisdom raises her gun again and shoots the infected sanctifier. Cleansing complete. I'm sorry. The professor told us about this, but actually seeing it is still... Yeah. That's why I said we can't trust the sanctifiers. You! Something's soul appears behind Wisdom. She swings her purple-stained swords, then she pulls them towards Wisdom, who did not react in time. You shouldn't have let me get so close. Soul, stop messing around. Yeah! Soul ignores Persecuria's shout, and with lightning speed, she throws a sword at Wisdom. Which nails a squirming entropic to the wall. I disagree with your values, but I won't hold you back either. Hey, you alright? Can you stand? I'm fine. Thanks for saving me. Yeah, still, these entropics are really gross. Hell, even if they're sanctifiers, I can't bear to watch them get affected. Is there really no other way? I wouldn't want to do it if I could avoid it. The lesser sanctifier's firewalls can't stand up to this entropy. The tertiary layers are usually eaten right through in an instant. The tertiary layer. So all the creepy things we went through were signs of the entropy eroding our tertiary layers. Yes. Fortunately, that girl in white helped us wake up and restart our neural cloud firewalls in time. Just so complicated. But it's good as long as everyone's okay. A moment, please, everyone. According to the map Wisdom provided, we're not far from the admin center. Yeah, there should be a big pack of entropics headed our way soon. We got to keep moving. Wisdom, keep leading the way. Can you manage? Sure thing. Non-service related. Yeah, he is he has like moderate corruption, but his firewall is blocking it, part because he's human, but yeah, I wonder where it's stored at. Maybe it's in his gallbladder, because you know the gallbladder is useless. Admin Center. Here the sector. After following Sanctifiers all this way and beating back a veritable tide of entropics, we find the Entropy Sector Administrator whom Wisdom was talking about in the core region. She looks really scary. She's purple all over. What should we do now? Should we connect to her neural cloud and try to awaken her? Diagnostic complete. Subject infection rate is 78%. Recommend immediate cleansing. Unfortunately, there is no way to wake her up. Although she still seems to be resisting the entropy, it is only a matter of time before the entropy completely rewrites her. Soon she will become an entropic in the skin of an agent. Her neural cloud has long since been lost in her Tetrary layer. All we can do now is try to release it before that happens. I hope you can understand that. With that, Wisdom shifts into combat mode and prepares to charge up her sniper rifle. Please, step back, Miss Persicaria. Along the way, you should have seen many entropies. Entropized? Entropized. Persicaria stares at the administrator and suddenly seems to realize something. Wait! Upon hearing Perticaria's cry, Solo immediately wraps Wisdom's gun barrel and yanks it skyward. Unable to respond in time, Wisdom fires a shot into the ceiling and the entire room shakes. What's going on? Don't scare me! Yeah, what gives, Persicaria? I have I handed to you for taking action before understanding what's going on. Don't you think she looks very familiar? Familiar? How could she be? This is our first time coming to this sector. Hey, wait, it's true! Bro, come take a look. This is the girl in white who interrupted our duel. Duel? Between you two? Yeah, we often wrestle with each other in our spare time. Wrestling? You and Soul? Oh, Prof, are you accepting my challenge? This is no time for jokes, Professor. I've seen her too, in my Tetrary layer. Yeah, you're right. Still, her color's a little different now. Back then she had white hair and a white dress, but now... Wait a minute. Are you saying the Pierre Sector Administrator once entered your Tetrary layers? Yes, and it was her appearance that made me realize that I had ended up there. Perhaps she was the one who helped us wake up. But you've seen it too, right? How could she possibly help you when she's like this? From what I can see, she's still in possession of her own neural cloud. In addition, the latest diagnostic indicates that her Tetrary layer hasn't been completely infiltrated. But even if that's the case, we can't wake her up. Wait a minute, do you plan to... Yes. We can try to enter her Tetrary layer to wake her up. Just like what she did with us. Are you serious? Anna, say something. She's safe as you know. I have nothing to say. Unlike you, I didn't see her, so if I had to pick a side, I would side with Wisdom. We shouldn't complicate a simple matter. Don't forget, Croquet is still waiting for us. Let's make a rational analysis. I do see your point. However, I don't think the situation is so simple. Wisdom, you said a Sanctifier rushed here right after receiving the alert. But by the time you got here, the entire sector had already been infected. That's true. With our early warning systems, we would have been notified if even a single Intropic showed up. Normally something like an entire sector being infected would never happen. Yes, I agree with the professor. If we don't find the cause, we will never be truly safe. Perhaps the administrator is the only one who can answer that question. We need to take the risk. Otherwise, what happened to Kirkei and the Oasis may end up playing out again. Fine. There's some sense to what you say. So, are you going to stay right, Professor? I have no reason to front run from this. What about you, Wisdom? I'm very sorry, but I can't do this. There is one thing that all Sanctifiers who have faced the Intropics know. Never attempt to enter the tetrade layer of a severely infected agent. No, how should I put it? The fact that I still haven't fired at the Administrator yet is a violation of our regulations. But my neurocloud circuits are telling me that if Lord Eosphorus were here, he would not allow me to solve the problem with such crude methods. So, all I can do is buy you some time. Wisdom lowers her visor with determination and walks outside with her sniper rifle. You have 10 minutes at most, Professor. That's enough. Thank you, Wisdom. Sol, go help her. Antonia, watch our surroundings. We count on you to take care of anything that comes up. Persicaria, help me prepare to connect to the Administrator's neurocloud. You should let me do it, Professor. I'm different from you. He's saying, I'm built different. I'm literally built different. Besides, I was the first to wake up, wasn't I? Relax, Persicaria. I'll be back. I understand. But at the very least, let us give you some more operants. Oh yeah, we can do that. I'll chip in too. Don't waste it. Right now, operants are very precious. With that, the three of them transfer their operants to me. Right before I connect, Persicaria squeezes my hands tightly. Please come back safely, Professor. My consciousness sinks, and a torrent of data pours down on me, drowning out my senses. A hum of busy chatter wakes me. When I open my eyes, I find myself in a theater. Agents move back and forth among the seats, and very soon everyone finds their places and the surroundings go quiet. I've been looking forward to Maestro Sade's warping pieces. Do you like the subject too? It's you. You don't mind if I sit here, do you? The girl before me is the administrator I am looking for. My name is Odile. What about you? Patiently wait for things to unfold. You can call me the Professor. What an interesting name. Well then, Professor. Let us enjoy this production. The curtain falls before rising again. A girl who looks similar to the administrator appears on the stage. This is the Pierda sector. Regracious Shangri-La. We are not as prosperous as the other sectors. We do not have mountains of coins. Nor do we have inexhaustible fonts of operants. But we have something that the other sectors do not. We have the most beautiful thing in all the world. We have art. The girl dances on stage, singing her lines like an Oriole. That's not what I saw before. I saw something much dirtier. That is my little sister, handpicked by Master Sod to be the star of the opera. Isn't she adorable? Odile quietly explains to me as she watches her little sister's performance with a tender smile on her face. We sing in the shade of the trees. We dance in the clear springs. We write poems among piles of books. We paint in the corridors. Odile quietly recites her little sister's lines. She sounds very practiced with them, as though she's heard them thousands of times. Even the rhythm and pitch are a perfect match. We raise new sprouts of creativity. We trim branches by inspiration. But then, all the lights in the sector suddenly go out. People slowly stop appreciating our performances. The garden withers, our operants run dry, and the art of which we are so proud slowly fade away. Are they talking about Mergracia disconnecting from the real world? Is our art no longer needed? Have we been discarded? Will we vanish? Until one day, the lights come on again, and a creepy-looking plant appears on stage. Until one day, a mysterious outsider comes and plants a seed in our withered garden. That sounds dirty. The seed sprouts and grows, and finally forms a bud. It is as lovely as a rainbow, and as enchanting as moonlight. We look at it and caress it in our curiosity. We gaze upon it and care for it in admiration. And then what, sister? And then the deep purple torus of that flower blossoms with a gift from the gods. With that gift, we repair the garden and reopen the theater. If we give it a little bit of authority, the purple flower resorts us with operands. And so, we rebuild our sector and rediscover the reason for our existence. Just then, the Lyceum Theater all go out. The surrounding agents all turn to look at us, their eyes vacant and their jaws slack. But at what cost? The flower on stage suddenly mutates, and entropy pours out of its pistil. In the next moment, all the agents are consumed by the entropy. Thick purple vines crawl all over their bodies, entering them and twisting them into entropic monsters. I immediately turn to Odile. She is also entangled by the vines, but fortunately she hasn't mutated. I don't know, I think I like that look more. You can stay infected, I'm cool with that. Do you like art too? Look at me. Hurry and look this way. Just like everyone else. Just like everyone.
Join us!
Whoa. Please, come back safely, Professor. Don't worry, Persicaria. I'll be back. So, did the commander, like, 1v9? As the battle comes to an end, the Entropics in the theater vanish one by one. The purple smoke that surrounds Odette and the virus that bind Odile all crumble to dust. My strength is fading. Have we been cast aside in the end? Why? Big sis. In the end, Odette and the other infected agents slowly shatter into fragments as well. Her eyes remain wide open, unwilling to look away from her big sister until the moment she disintegrates. It seems that the curtain has fallen for this production at last. Odile mutters to herself as she stares at where her little sister had vanished. The purple on her has darkened compared to before. Are you awake? Yeah. The Parada sector is not large. My sister, my friends, my comrades. In order to keep the sector running, we all exchanged our permissions for operands. Who did you make a deal with? And who is this mysterious outsider you're talking about? I don't know. We didn't see his face. So where did the entropy come from? Is the purple flower at the heart of the garden? Yes. At first we simply found that we could attain operands from it. Then one day the flower suddenly turned into a data fracture. Huge amounts of entropy poured out of it like the rising tide, instantly engulfing us. She takes her seat again. Staying conscious is really hard at times. If it weren't because of the last bit of hope I had for the sector, I might have long since joined my sister in dancing on the stage already. Odile reaches out to me with obvious exhaustion. Wake me. I can close the data fracture and put an end to the entropic incursion. Please, help me save the Parada sector. I will. The ground beneath our feet begins to shudder. It seems the theater is about to collapse as well. You hang in there? I won't fall before I fulfill my purpose. Don't worry. Professor, are you alright? I told you before, didn't I? I'd come back safely. Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. It's not yet time to relax, Persicaria. And the admin seems to be steering too. Not in any danger, is she, Professor? She was lucid when she was talking to me, at least. You say that, but she looks all dark and black and... Oh, she's moving! We watch warily as Odile regains consciousness. After a while, she slowly opens her eyes. They look clear. Thank you, Professor. She's come too. No, I checked her code. The internalization isn't completely gone yet. Don't get careless. Please relax. As long as my neural cloud is conscious, I will not let them take control of its body. That said, I won't hesitate if you lose control. Yes, of course. Time is short. Let's talk as we walk. So the entropy directly created a data fracture in the Parada sector? No wonder there are so many of them, and we couldn't respond to it at all. The passage was open in the garden that my sister and I built together. I'll take you there. Alright, but who? I don't know. We don't even know the reason why. Odile suddenly stumbles in the middle of her sentence and nearly falls. Someone Persicaria rushes to support her from the side. I'm sorry. I might still be a little weak. The entropy is still causing havoc in my neural cloud. Are you alright? It's an anti-firewall attack. The virus is still trying to break your firewall and take over your neural cloud. You're already pushing it by forcibly relocating operands to resist the virus. You won't be able to hold out much longer. The exiles can give you some operand support. That might make the upcoming battles a little tense, but we can still squeeze a little out. Then, I'll be counting on you, Professor. Odiel, focus your operands on your neurocloud firewall. Do not allocate it anywhere else, no matter what happens. Otherwise, you might not be able to stop the entropy attack. I will remember that. Thank you for your support. Persicaria, give me a hand. We'll transfer operands into her. Everyone else, watch your surroundings and don't get ambushed by the entropics. Tumblr broke out of containment. No, it's not Tumblr, it's DeviantArt. No problem. I can handle that duty. It feels like Wisdom has totally become one of Pro's subordinates. Subordinates? Yeah. Why don't you just quit being Sanctifier and join the Oasis? We can give you a shed to sleep in, you know. Are you kidding me? My loyalty will always be the Lord Eosphorus, so don't push it. I wasn't serious, don't get so mad. Don't get the wrong idea. We're just working together. I could abandon you at any moment, even right now. Once I return to the reverse Babylon Tower, I'll be submitting a report on all this to Lord Eosphorus. He's the one who decided how to deal with you. When the time comes, we might end up being enemies. Oh, come on. All I do is put in a good word for us. I told you, I won't betray my beliefs like that. Our faith is... Everyone, we're here. This is... The hell is this? The sight before us is beyond our imagination. The entrance to the garden is completely overgrown by densely packed purple thorny vines and tentacles. We can't possibly muster up enough firepower to blast through this creepy main gate in the limited time that we have. Leave it to me. I should be able to handle the defenses of this caliber. Keep an eye on Odiel. Oh, you're pretty reliable, aren't you? Please be careful. Sanctifiers, attack formation! Order received. A red laser of death extends from Wisdom's sniper rifle and touches the center of the gate. Wisdom seems to have poured all her operands into that attack, and even the space around her starts to warp. The operand-infused sniper bullet instantly pierces through the main gate, creating a perfectly round hole in the thorny vines. The edges of the aperture are charred and smoking. Holy shit, I didn't want to get hit by that. Wait, something's not right. They're preparing to counterattack! The other vines and tentacles suddenly surge and expand, as though they had a will of their own, and stab out at Wisdom like lances. What? Wisdom! Soul doesn't even stop to think before charging at Wisdom, but she is too far away. The thorny vines and tentacles instantly engulf Wisdom. Then they explode. By the time the smoke clears, Wisdom has already collapsed in a pool of liquid entropy. Oh no, she's passed out! Calm down. Persicaria, I'm leaving Odiel to you. Right. Antonia? On it! This is bad. If she can't keep her neural cloud conscious, she won't be able to reallocate operands to her firewall. The entropy virus is attacking her base layer code. She's going to attack us! Just get her under control first. How much more got left? Okay, 12 parts. Okay. Yeah. This is actually longer than the previous chapters from what I see here. So... yeah, if I end up doing the next chapter, it'll probably be like... probably reach 11 o'clock. Which is not great. We'll see. This won't do. A binding program like this can only immobilize his Lesser Sanctifier for a bit. It's almost useless against wisdom. Persecuria, back me up! Got it. I'll transfer operands to you. Ampersand! Though she's been weakened, Wisdom is still trying to utter something. Her voice sounds like her vocal cords are being torn apart as it echoes through the entire area. Even the sky above shudders. Some Lesser Sanctifiers are gathering up again! Anna, are we done yet? I need 10 more seconds! I can support you with all the operands too, so please. No, just focus on maintaining the integrity of your neural cloud firewall. Your infection has reached deep into your tertiary layer. If the entropy breaks through the firewall and takes control of your mind, you'll never be able to recover. Got it. Binding program complete. Catch! Alright. Now watch this! Soul catches the binding program device that Antonia tossed over and strides over to Wisdom. As though sensing a threat, the scattered Lesser Sanctifiers suddenly turned their guns towards Soul. Come on, settle down, will ya? Leaping over the throng of Lesser Sanctifiers, Soul grabs Wisdom's damaged head and forcibly presses the binding device against it. Everything suddenly comes to a halt. The Lesser Sanctifiers freeze for a moment before resuming normal operation. We did it! They won't attack us as long as Wisdom doesn't give out any further orders. It seems they're still obeying Wisdom's previous command since treating us as friends. How's Wisdom? Not good. The entropy has gotten very deep into her. Is there nothing we can do? I can't be sure. Still, by the looks of things, intermediate sanctifiers seem to have evolved a resistance to entropy. Another agent with this degree of infection would be beyond help. But she's still fighting it. I can simulate Wisdom's cleansing programs, but that would be trying to put out a burning house with a cup of water. Let me visit her base later and try. Professor, that's too dangerous! Hold on. Can't just abandon her. Besides, she did save us. Point taken. But please don't forget how important you are to us. Please think twice about this. Her entropization is progressing. Whatever your decision is, you better be quick about it. I'll go in with the professor. I'm very familiar with entering tertiary layers. I believe I'll be able to help her out. You're hardly in good shape yourself. If you lose control and go berserk, that's alright. I'll only provide basic guidance and I won't waste excess operands. Alright then, it's risky, but it's still the best shot we got. Besides, we need to buy Professor time on the outside. Even Anna said yes! Let the Prof and Odal go, Professor. The prof has done this before, and if things go wrong, we can interfere from the outside and break the professor connection. Right. We can break the professor connection. So please, Prof, we're counting on you. We can't just let her. I look at Persecuria in the eye. I understand. Please stay safe. Neurocloud systems. Beginning connection. A massive amount of data poured down, transforming into a regal sanctuary. I look around. There's nobody here. This looks like the Sanctifier's domain. How grandiose. Although Odile said she could still hold on, breaking me to Wisdom's tertiary layer has obviously taken a toll on her. But Wisdom doesn't seem to be here. Shall we look deeper within? I prepare to set off, but as I turn my head, a shadow looms over me. Are you a new Sanctifier? Faith sends a hand to me, and I unconsciously back away. Soon, however, I realize that she's not looking at me, but at something beside me. Executing examination program. Please carry out peripheral information identification. Loading data. Intermediate Sanctifier. Wisdom. Reset complete. This is the Pantheon, which contains our sacred canon. Identification complete. Welcome back, Wisdom. Back? Requesting supplementing information. Possibility of data blank exists. Commencing information supplementation. What would you like to know? You said welcome back. Does this mean I've been reset? Fighting the regular agents which threaten Magracia to the death is a Sanctifier's purpose. You protected the Purity sector well and discharged your duties. Really? I protected the agents of the Purity sector, which means I did well, right? You did very well. You didn't slack off or run away. Lord Eosphorus will praise you. Wisdom is very relaxed now. You use this opportunity to wake her up. Let's keep observing. Abnormal purplish black operands swallow up Wisdom and Faith. The unconscious reach out to grab them, but both Sanctifiers crumble into dust. It seems Wisdom's condition is worse than mine. She has probably moved on to the next scene. The entropy is going to invade this place. Purplish black tentacles and vines creep in from the edges of the Pantheon as it begins to collapse. There's no time to think. Run towards the slowly collapsing door. Odile? That's alright. It's just an operand problem. Now go! Identity confirmed. Intermediate Sanctifier. Wisdom. Activate training mode. Hey, love looks nice. Sup, love? Wisdom? Why are you here today? And why have you brought that new Sanctifier with you? That's a lot of operands. Is she one of the greater ones? I brought a new friend? I don't remember. Wisdom looks at me in confusion. For a moment, my hand stands on Hair's end. as though countless sniper rifles were taking aim at me. But soon Wisdom retracts her gaze and the sense of danger vanishes. He's probably not a greeter, just a friend. Don't worry about him. Is her memory regressing? With all those operants, you must be a summoner type like Hope. Hello. Hello? Love extends a hand to me. Before I can react, Wisdom suddenly steps in between us. Wisdom? What are you doing? What am I doing? Like, what am I doing? In any case, just keep your distance from them, love. Wisdom seems very confused by her own actions. She slowly steps away, but she seems ready to jump between us at any time. You're protecting a new friend, and now you're suddenly giving yourself extra practice. You never used to be this diligent about coming to the training yard. You'd always leave right after completing the required lessons. That's because I'm weak, and I'm worried that I won't be able to protect myself. Protection. Faith, reverence, and I will protect you. Not the same thing. I have a superior intellect, but I've always been afraid. Why are you afraid? I can calculate many possibilities, so I'm very afraid. If I lose my memories, will I lose the superior intellect and become a dummy like the lesser sanctifiers? At the thought of that, Wisdom hugs herself, then crouches down and curls up into a ball. Love kneels down as well and embraces her. You've always been the smartest of us intermediate sanctifiers. I don't understand what you're thinking, Wisdom. But you're afraid that you can carry out your duties as an intermediate sanctifier without your intellect. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I think so. Just the thought itself is unbearable. I don't want that. In that case, if you become stronger, you'll be able to achieve your goal. That's why I need to train harder, and not be as lazy as before. Why don't we try another method then? What other methods are there? We could steal other people's operants. Is this the intrepid part of herself trying to tempt her? Love, what are you saying? You've already lost your memories, and you don't remember the past. Yet the fear of being reset constantly coils around within your neural cloud. But if you consume other people's operants, you can grow stronger quickly and retain your memories. When the time comes, Lord Eosphorus will praise you too. He will praise you for having more operants than hope, and for being stronger than reverence. Impossible, that's what a demon would do. I can't do that. Then what can you do, Wisdom? Wisdom, step out of it. Panic spills across Wisdom's face, and the Pantheon begins to shake. Something behind love is staring at me and Wisdom, as though it were hatred and madness condensed in a corporeal form. Are you going to leave with them, Wisdom? Do you know what they are? You going to abandon your friends? Or what? The edges of the Pantheon starts to turn black, crumbling away like the Pantheon from before. Meanwhile, Love's voice begins to distort, becoming as shrill and ear-piercing as a steel nail, stabbing to my brain. Wisdom, that's not your friend. Look closely what she is. At first, Wisdom couldn't do anything. All she could do was consume other people to retain her intelligence. Wisdom, wake up! I don't know who they are, but I can sense that they mean well. You, on the other hand, you're not love. You're not a friend. A silver light streaks across the sky, shattering the dark purple heavens. We suddenly find ourselves out in the open, without even a door we can flee into. Without your intelligence, you're... swear word, I guess. Love's voice turned into a garbled, bestial howl. Professor, you go ahead. It's your tetrade layer. Hurry and wake up! I know what this is. I need to defeat it here before I can wake up. It is my duty to destroy it. Her gun hand is trembling, but she still raises her sniper rifle and stands in front of me. With her gun trained on Love, who has become an entropic, she pulls the trigger. One second, I gotta... Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. There we go. This chapter's been pretty cool so far. We defeat the entropic that is impersonating Love, and it shrivels into dust before vanishing. After a brief period of dizziness, we return to reality. Ah, this music. The good relaxation music. Professor! I'm so glad you and Miss Odile are alright. I told you they'd be alright. That was close. Are you feeling better? Much better. At the very least, I regained control privileges over my neural cloud. Sanctifiers and the entropy have always been nemesis. If... Wisdom falls silent for a few seconds. Her eyes are filled with a mix of fear and hatred. If? No, there is no if! I will never let them seize my neural cloud. Our efforts have paid off. Nothing can be more heartening to see. Welcome back! You actually saved me from my tetrade level. They swap between layer and level, so I got thrown off. I should apologize for almost giving up on you earlier. It's alright. We're all here now. That's enough. Now, it's time we move on to the final acts. Odile just about to take a step when her body sways unsteadily. Wisdom reaches out to support her. Can you make it? Of course. The most important and most beautiful qualities of art are strength and courage, are they not? I will pull through, don't worry. Just head to the garden. Odile looks a little tired, but her smile is as sweet as ever. Wisdom supports her without saying a word. A moment later, Antonia takes Odile's other arm. Oh, that's a nice smile she has on now. Welcome to our garden. A beautiful garden spreads before us, a lonely island amidst a sea of entropy. Wow, so pretty! Before the Purita sector was infected, did it look like this everywhere? This was just a sideshow created by us sisters. As the entropy spreads, the operands here will be depleted and it will eventually become a waste heap. Then we need to move quickly before the day comes. Reliable as ever, Professor. There. That's a data fracture. A purple fissure runs horizontally through the air. It is edged with pulsing blackish purple tentacles. It looks as if a great deal of entropy will suddenly pour out and consume this land. Now we'll have to close it. Hold on. I know how to do it, but I can't do it alone, so... Well, it's just too gross. And you were just saying you wouldn't hold us back. Who says I'll hold you back? Make my way, I'll help Eldial. Forget about it. You're not resistant to entropy. Just back off and don't get in the way. Wisdom shoves Sol and Antonia off, leaving only Oda and herself next to the crack. Oda reaches out and operands flow from her hands, sealing the area around the crack. I'll do my best to control the fracture. The rest is up to you. With a wave, Wisdom dressed like our sanctifiers to spread out around us and stand guard. Then, she reaches a hand towards the purple fissure. A pure white glow appears in her hand. At last, it's... As the operands flow out of her, Odal's face turns paler and paler. In fact, she even looks a little transparent under the illumination of the white light. No good. She won't be able to hold out like this if she uses up all her operands. Everyone, transfer your operands to me. I'll gather them all and feed it to her. Coming! Without operand support, Oda's complexion improves slightly. Wisdom shoots her a quick glance and tries to comfort her. Don't worry. Everything will be back to normal soon. Commencing purification. We hone our blades in the dark. We maintain order in the light of chaos. We hold up a light in the long night. White light pours from Wisdom's hands into the fissure, slowly filling that seemingly bottomless breach. A moment later, a dazzling glow emits from the fracture, engulfing the entire world. Like snow being melted by the blazing sun, the purplish-black fissure slowly disintegrates under the purifying light. Some tentacles peeking out of the crack thrash around desperately, but they are contained by Odal's operands and completely at the mercy of the light. I'm almost out of operands. Me too. I still have a little more. Get this to her as well. Are you alright, Odile? I can still... Despite her words, she clearly looks even more washed out than before. With my heart in my throat, I silently pray that this will work. After what seemed like an entire day, even though only a few seconds had passed, the white light fades away. The crack has vanished, leaving only a puddle of evaporating liquid entropy. Did we do it? Is Puritas saved? Don't worry, it's over. Oda, who's looking very faint by now, smiles from the bottom of her heart, as Wisdom returns her smile. Thank you all. This is a Sanctifier's duty. Hang in there. I'll allocate some operands too. Something flashes behind Wisdom. Wisdom, get away! Huh? Oda's always watched out form has completely vanished. At the same time, numerous tentacles burst out of the puddle of liquid entropy behind Wisdom and pierce through her body. How? Oda, what are you doing? In response to Antonia's shout, the puddle writhes and swells up, turning into a jet black silhouette. Despite the great change in her appearance, her face is unmistakable. It's Odile. Agony flashes across her face briefly, but then her expression changes to one of utter delight as she settles into her new and powerful form. The Dragon Slayer becomes a dragon in the end. No matter what the hero might wish for, the ending will never change. This is undoubtedly a tragedy. A happy ending is the hardest to write. After all, a perfect ending requires an unimaginable amount of hard work. Not so for tragedies. Loss has never been unreasonable. To lose is our entire destiny, and to live is simply the process of taking. Odile, you. Reallocating her operands to control the aperture gave the entry opening to take control. I told you to focus all your operands on the firewall! We take in order to live. We consume in order to live. And in order to live, we have fused with loathsome things. It is time for the curtain call. Thank you for watching our performance. Pin her down! Stop, damn you! Soul drops her blades and slashes at Odile's tentacles. You... Soul's blades are mercilessly deflected by a sniper rifle. You said you wouldn't hold us back. You said it! The stab wound on Wisdom's body begins to mutate rapidly. Her hands and face are shrouded in a layer of blackness. Her limbs contort painfully, as though something inside her body is rapidly changing, waiting to emerge from its chrysalis. Consume everything. No, I don't. I can't lose. What a marvelous form you shall take. A life trapped within its body is about to emerge. How fortunate you are to be on the cusp of reaching true freedom. Oh, how great is the master whom we all revere. Though trapped in the infinite darkness, our master still grants us freedom. Still, it does not matter. I shall free the master presently. Don't think you can run! Antonia's attack strikes in the air. Behind Wisdom, Odile leisurely raises the hem of her skirts and executes an elegant curtsy. After that, the purple crack appears again. She leans back and disappears through that frightening vision in an instant. Soul, back up. Wisdom is very dangerous right now. But... Attack orders received. Changing target. She's not Wisdom anymore. Even lesser sanctifiers are turning on us. Now's not the time to hesitate. Press the carrier. Come for Soul. Quickly. Antonia, I'll leave the lesser sanctifiers to you. Soul, prepare for a head-on fight. But... God damn it! In this virtual world, where even the laws of physics are created from data, once the figures are right, they can perfectly display scenes which would be hard to imagine in the real world. An agent, a sniper rifle, an endless series of gunshots, and bullets pouring down like rain. All we can do is huddle behind the statues in the garden, catching our breath as this absolute suppressive fire pins us down. Is she firing a sniper rifle or a Gatling gun? This is some sort of firepower you expect from an entire infantry platoon, right? At this rate, she's going to shoot our cover to bits! Right on cue, a bullet races past a part of the statue above my head, throwing up a spree of tiny data fragments that scratch up my face. You can't apply common sense to Intropics, and Intimate Sanctifiers are pretty tough customers to begin with. Professor, what should we do? King's Tactics. You draw her attention. I'll try to use my tracer permissions too. The sound of gunfire stops for a moment and a red line extends past my side. Scatter! A massive explosion sent us flying, and we each had to scramble for new cover. This impact... I'm having trouble telling if there are bullets or hand grenades! I'll draw her fire. You guys take the opportunity to leave. Don't be reckless. Wisdom is a sniper. The moment you're exposed, she'll hit you 100%. Don't tempt fate. Antonia, disrupt her remotely with your Trojans and cover our retreat. No, can't do. Wisdom is essentially a walking mass of errors and bugs right now. The Trojans won't do any good. Damn it, at this rate, we won't even have a chance to put up a fight. Ignore the others from their curses and the bullets whizzing past. I focus as I have never focused before, as countless plans speed through my mind. Just then, Wisdom turns her attention to Antonia. Her charge shot hits the statue she's hiding behind. The statue promptly disintegrates, and a shower of falling rocks pin her in place. She coughs heavily. Anna! The red light extends again, landing on Antonia, who is now exposed to Wisdom. Fight back! Don't give Wisdom a chance to fire on Antonia! Soul leaps out in response while Persecuria dashes towards Antonia, trying to free her. Meanwhile, I pick up a weapon part severed from a Sanctifier and start putting pressure on Wisdom. We succeed in drawing Wisdom's attention. And then, in a second, a mighty force hits me on my right shoulder and sends me flying a good distance. I roll across the ground, and the impact on my landing even manages to drown out the pain in the gunshot for a moment. Professor! God damn it, stop you bitch! Just 2 shots, Wisdom neutralizes our resistance. Soul and Persecutor collapse to the ground before they even make a sound. The sound of gunfire ceases. Wisdom puts her gun away and heads towards us. Her joints no longer seem to work, and she shuffles along. The sound of her sticky, dragging footsteps slowly draws closer. I need to move. She raises her gun, the gun sights converging on my forehead. I try to raise my arm, but after struggling for a bit, I realize that I can't change anything with just my still, intact left arm. Yeah. I close my eyes and await the gunshot powerlessly. The gunshot thunders through the air, but the expected ping does not follow. We hone our blades in the dark. We maintain order in the face of chaos. And you should have been the last to be bereaved of their senses in the face of chaos, Wisdom. I open my eyes, and an unfamiliar man is standing before me, with his back to us. Blue fire spreads across heaven and earth, incinerating into twisted, blackish-purple bullets. His massive wings spread outward, scattering dazzling motes of light across the land, as though an angel has ascended upon us. Eosphorus pins down wisdom, and a set of shackles form the of operands, binding her to the spies. Wisdom, you once said that demons known as Entropics were the bane of your existence. They have no reason. They act on instinct, and like a pack of mad beasts, they disgrace the name of agents. Eosphorus reaches out a hand and places it on Wisdom's head. Should I not have sent you to fight this battle on your own? But you must all eventually face the chaotic night alone, just like those comrades of ours who serve as our shields upon the front lines at the borders. A blue fire erupts, radiating a silver-white light of purification from Eosphorus' hand. I thought you could handle it, Wisdom. I thought you would use your wisdom to expel the demons lurking in the shadows, and then return to the Reverse Babylon Tower in triumph and glory. A sheet of light envelops Wisdom's body, like water from a sacred spring washing away the sins of the mortal world. Awaken, Wisdom. You are a sanctifier, the wisest of all the intermediates. You should not serve chaos. Wisdom responds with a wrathful howl. She struggles free of her operant shackles and bites Eosphorus' palm. The blue fire burns her teeth, but she doesn't seem to feel any pain and simply keeps tearing at the hand with her teeth. With a quiet sigh, operands gather into a cage that completely obscures Wisdom. Then he turns to me. I can read no emotions on his serene face. Oh, leader of the Oasis. Hero, who is called the Professor. I did not expect our first encounter to take place in such fashion. You know me? Of course. You have led the irregular agents and carved out a domain of your own, causing many sectors to reject the Sanctifiers. Your reputation precedes you, hero. Sounds like I'm on a Sanctifier's blacklist. I understand that you have opted to cooperate with Wisdom. But more importantly, you spared Angelus. That was not the act of a demon who only knows how to destroy. Such merciful compassion and wisdom merit approval. Therefore, I will not attack you, at least for now. Only you won't attack us? The Reverse Tower of Babylon has its own laws, which must be obeyed. They are absolute. As for the attitudes of the Sanctifiers, well, I am not their only leader, and I should not casually speak for others. About Wisdom. You are truly interesting, hero. You are still concerned for others even at this juncture. Rest assured, I shall return her to the Reverse Tower and attempt to treat her. Just then, a discordant sound fills the air. The fissure opened by Odile begins to glow, and I can vaguely hear the garbled howls coming from the other side. It seems the time for idle chatter is over. Eosphorus raises a hand, and a blinding light shines forth. I can't make out what he does next. By the time the light fades, the massive data fracture has vanished without a trace. The Sanctifiers will come to take over the Pierre sector. You should leave as soon as possible. With that, Yasperus flaps his wings and leaves. Wait, those are wings? No, for wings. So, that's the Lord Yasperus that the Sanctifiers kept gushing on about. I kinda wanna fight him. No, better not. I don't stand a chance against that amount of operands. Well, he is the leader of the Sanctifiers. He is way more imposing than Raven. But Prof, you didn't look the least bit afraid. You were as solid as a rock. Professor, you alright? I'm fine. First carrier passed me on the shoulder. Look around and take stock of our situation. The entire garden looks like it's been scorched by flames. All the entropics have been utterly eradicated. By the way, did he heal the professor? Because there should be like a giant hole in our shoulder. After ensuring we're safe, Persecutor starts healing everyone, and I send a call for aid to the Oasis. At least we stopped the entropy in the Pierre sector. The Oasis shouldn't be attacked by further entropics. Look, okay. Although I was really badly infected, but we still managed to wake her up. I'm sure we can wake Croquet up too. But we had a Sanctifier's help back then. Plus, you saw what happened to the Administrator after that. Then Croquet? She's more badly infected than any of us. We might not be able to solve the problem just by diving into a tertiary layer. We still need a source code to completely eliminate the entropic infection. Rubs their internet dirt away. You guys are too funny. But the data tunnel is closed now, and we don't know where the administrator is. Do we have any clues? Not quite. Wait, Antonia? Don't just suddenly get up. I'm not done treating you yet. We still have a clue. I didn't feel entirely at ease about the administrator working with us, so I planted a block on her. Antonia brings up a map on her personal terminal. A glowing path traces itself across the monitor, crossing the map until it stops at an unknown location. This direction? Is it the Copley sector? The Copley sector? It's a private sector, like the Oasis, and its exact status is unclear. A private sector would make a perfect hiding spot. Even the most cunning people will leave behind a trace. Now it's time for us to close the net. Oh, that's been less of you, Antonia. Prof, let's go already. Hang on, not right now. Huh? But we're already here. Wouldn't it be lame to give up now? And we still need to rest and recover, Soul. Okay. The flames of hope are reignited in this barren garden. The entropy, the Sanctifiers, Eosphorus. The storm raged on for quite a while. And he just loves fucking gods, huh? Let me see what the dark... scenarios are. Like usual, we're going to skip the backstory. We don't really need to see that. I should have pulled this up earlier. Let's... Chapter 5. Now it goes into wisdom backstory. We don't really need to see that. This goes to the backstory of the Pyramid sector. By the way, Odette gives me like a weird feeling. Like she looks like a is she a short stack? Is she a short stack with large tits? Yeah, it just shows how the sector got infected. Like Cinderella and Nikkei, yeah. Inside a sentry post on the border, the oasis. Simon's attention is entirely focused on the screen, constantly switching between camera heads through the video management interface. The sudden viral incursion has left the Oasis on the brink of upheaval, and the hurried departure of the Professor and Persicaria has only added to the chaos. Squeak! Squeak, squeak! Sacco, be quiet. I told you. I don't have time to play with you right now. I need to keep an eye on the sandbox barrier. Security cameras. There's no telling when those monsters will show up again. This is the only thing I can do. Squeak? That must be quite a sight. Even though I told the professor I already made up my mind, I still feel so lost when things need to be done. With the Oasis under such unprecedented threat, I keep thinking that I should do something, or at least those memory fragments tell me that I ought to do something. I don't know. There's just so much that I don't know. I haven't even figured out my role in all this. It feels awful, Sacco. I made a decision and gave my promise. But now that something unexpected has happened, I'm realizing just how fragile and pointless it all was. As Simon mutters to himself, the door up to the sentry post is suddenly shoved open. Simon reflexively ducks behind his chair and raises his hand crossbow, but then puts it down upon seeing who it is. Simon, head back to the control hub with me. The situation is urgent and everyone's waiting for you. They're waiting for me, you say? The professor and Persicaria aren't around, and Croquet has been hospitalized for critical injuries. Before they left, the professor handed the security department's admin privilege to you. Me? Simon opens his portable terminal to verify the agent's words. Included with the admin clearance codes is a brief explanation of the arrangements. You've been helping the professor and Persicaria manage the security department the whole time. Persicaria said that she had faith in your abilities. Simon silently reads the instructions. Then he raises his head and looks at the agent in the eye. By the way, this is a nice outfit that the agent is wearing. We need your professional knowledge. Please help us. But I understand. I'll head over right now. As for the monitoring work, Leave it to me, Saimo. Control Hub, the Oasis. People come and go in the Great Hall. Agents are hurrying here and there, having hushed conversations, or handing out orders. An uneasy Saimo is invited to take the superior vantage point where he can see everyone. Usually it would have been occupied by the professor or Persicaria. The positions of the temporary observation stations of Area D71 are very awkward, and the existing patrol routes are unable to provide adequate coverage for all of them. The security department has submitted 6 new route proposals. Which one do you think is the most suitable? Patrol plans? Hang on. Let me take a look. Saimo, here are a few commonly used patrol route plans. I've already granted you browsing access. Alright, I'll remember them. I'm a little concerned. Is this information too dense? You said you want to familiarize yourself with it ASAP, but don't force yourself. Facing the past requires hard work. I'm prepared for that. Saimo, let's leave that aside for now. I have some suggestions for adjusting the applications of Plan C. Go ahead and tell me. And Plan E. Go with Plan E. Understood. The technical department is yet unable to explain or provide a countermeasure to the breaches of the sandbox barrier. All we can do now is hope that the security department can independently respond to any incursions. We need to recruit additional agents to man the sentry posts. May we... Why do you like hanging out at the sentry post so much? Relax. It's good to be vigilant, but the Oasis is very safe now. I remember you. They call you Anna. It's Antonia. You've been on the watch for a long time. Did something happen? No. I just feel a little uneasy. My neural cloud tells me that I should always be on guard that way. That way. I'm sorry, I don't quite understand why myself. That's also a good thing, isn't it? Perhaps if you keep at it, you'll gradually come to understand. Anyway, as it happens, the Oasis Network Security Department needs to know about the distribution of the various sentry points. Could you tell me about them? Alright. Using the existing sentry posts as a baseline and staying within the bounds of the sandbox barrier, establish 1 to 2 new posts in between the current ones. As for their area coverage, standardize the radius of the Class 2 detection radars. Then what about the operand allocation? Operand allocation? How many operands should each temporary sentry post be allocated? Allocation. Saimo feels his brows, a rather unusual sight. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, that was my parents. They were just asking me to not do anything wild while they're on a cruise ship for a week. Anyways. Simon furrows his brows, a rather unusual sight. He deliberates carefully for a while, looks through his data, then names of some. However, these are only the beginning of the problems that he must face. As the situation from each corner of the Oasis makes its ways back to the control hub, the problems Simon must solve grow increasingly complex and demanding. Is he alright? It's looking like he's taking a lot out of him. Shish. He's been, you know... Been what? Good lord, you mean he's been reset? Then why is he handling this? Can Croquet do it? Don't you know Croquet was hurt while capturing a virus specimen and was hospitalized? Cybo's the only one who can hold down the fort. You know, he seems to be really struggling. Can't anyone help him? But Miss Persicaria said we should believe in him. Besides, what if handling these tasks helps him to remember? Still... Maybe I should replace my hearing module with something less sensitive. Oh, excuse me. Could you repeat your question? After responding to one proposal after another, the comm channel in the control hub finally falls silent. Simon has been waiting for almost 10 minutes, but no new transmissions are coming in. Thanks for your hard work. We cleared their backlog, so let us handle the rest. Simon exhales heavily and slumps into his chair. Another agent offers him coffee, and he hurriedly straightens up and accepts it. He would very much like to tell them that he heard every word they muttered earlier, but just as he is about to speak... Thank you. Just doing my job. Is there anything else you need? Simon avoids her gaze. He's afraid of seeing that familiar look in her eyes. The same look he saw when he stared at himself in the mirror after waking up. I need to rediscover my past. Pardon me? No, it's nothing. I just need some rest and I'll be fine. Still tense, Simon drinks his coffee in small, nervous sips, while keeping an eye on the working agents. The agent in charge of communication switches between various frequencies, and after a while, her furrowed brow loosens up. We're getting feedback from the front line. The situation has stabilized. That's good. Simon breathes a sigh of relief, and finally allows himself to lean back in his chair, whereupon he finds the communications agent standing beside him. Is something the matter? None of us expected the situation to be stabilized so quickly. I'd like to thank you, and I just want to say I'm starting to understand why Persicaria and the Professor has so much faith in you. Simon does not know what to say for a moment. He looks up at the agent and is surprised by what he finds in her eyes. Trust and friendship. He has a feeling he has seen such sentiments before. In the eyes of the Professor, Persicaria, and many other agents. And now in one more pair of eyes. I should be the one thanking you. The conversation is interrupted by an agent hurrying over. Sorry to cut in, but have you finished your work, Kelly? Your name's fucking Kelly, come on. I know you're an NPC, but that's the most basic ass name for this game. Oh, is it time for a shift change? I'll be done soon, give me a bit. You guys have been working so hard without a break. Do you really not need the rest? We want to check on the affected agents. After all, we can't relax if they're in critical condition. Now the infected agents. Where are they now? Oh, you want to check on Croquet, don't you? Croquet's still in the ICU. I wonder where her condition is. I really hope she gets better soon. Croquet. Croquet is your oh! I'm sorry, Croquet is the supervisor of the engineering department. Timmy no-nos. The agents, now feeling awkward and evasive, beat a hasty retreat. As he watches them leave, Simon puts down a cup of coffee that he's holding halfway to his lips. I should know these things, right? Sako, I should know this. Ward 4, Area D71, Temporary Observation Station, the Oasis. Simon stands outside the ward. His right hand hangs hesitantly in midair, not daring to push open the door. Squeak, squeak. Should I go in? Sako, they said Croquet was my friend, but I don't even remember who she is. Squeak! Simon eventually finds his resolve. He pushes open the door gently, as though he doesn't want to disturb the memories sealed behind it. Croquet is lying on the other side of the quarantine barrier. Her eyes are shut tight and her brow is furrowed. Purplish black veins coil around her neck, pulsing with faint light, as though they're breathing. They're all doing the "does he know" meme. Simon feels bad. Simon unconsciously clenches his fist. Nameless anger and sadness well up inside him. Squeak, 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 squeak. Sako, be quiet. Who's that? Croquet opens her eyes weakly. You go first. Silence engulfs the room. The tongue-tied pair stare at each other awkwardly through the quarantine barrier. Hello, I'm Saimo. Huh? Ah. Oh, it hurts to laugh. What a way to start a conversation. I know you, I'm Croquet. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say at times like these. I'm very sorry I can't have a familiar chat with you like before. Well, we weren't actually that close before. This isn't actually that different from how it used to be. Even trying to keep a conversation for several minutes was hard. I'm much surprised you came to visit me. Did we not get along then? But the others told me we were friends. Yes, we're friends, at least I consider us friends. It's just that you've always been very distant from everyone. Simon flinches. He's just about to speak when a sudden alarm cuts him off. Screams and confusion suddenly fill the air outside the door. Alert, subject in Medical Center Ward 3 has gone berserk. Repeat, subject in Medical Center Ward 3 has gone berserk. Ugh. Someone's heads jerk up, and through the quarantine barrier he can see the walls of Croquet rooms trembling. The walls opposite him collapses and the berserk agent barges in. That's when someone remembers that this is a temporary observation station and is not built to be robust. Consume. Okay. Someone's body is already in motion before he cries out. He smashes through the quarantine barrier and plants himself in front of Croquet's sickbed. Someone pins down the berserk agent to the ground, but the business end of his crossbow wavers as he hesitates over whether or not to deal the fatal blow. Use this. It's an anti-neural cloud tranquilizer gun. Croquet hands a pistol beside her pillow to Simon with great difficulty. Her skin is because she's in her room all day. Yeah, it's a normal shirt. I think one of her outfits has her in a two-top actually, but it's not her normal skin. The projectile hits the berserk agent, who rides on the ground for a while before slowly going still. Berserk subject has been sedated. Receive. Security personnel, please report to Ward 4. Repeat. Thank you. I have a feeling you could have taken that kind of problem without me around. Well, of course. It's me after all. Come, go ahead and say I expected nothing less of you. What? I was just kidding. If you weren't around, I'd probably have been taken out before ever regaining consciousness. No, you wouldn't have. You're amazing. I don't know what to say to that straight-faced compliment. We're gonna hand someone a stick of poke. Pocky. It's Pocky. Want some? No thanks, I don't eat these. I guess that part hasn't changed. Rikei mutters to herself and takes the Pocky back before lying down on the bed. I want to give you guidance like the professor would, saying cool things like while lecturing you in a serious tone, despite being weak and bedridden. But then you awaken from your confusion, your eyes brim with warm tears. But that would be totally out of character for me. I can only listen to my friends pour their heart out every now and then. After dispensing guidance would be too much of a stretch. Are you alright? Not really. I think I should rest. Simon opens his mouth to say something, but changes his mind. Then, as the medical personnel enter, Simon is ushered outside. Just before he is out the door, Croquet quietly whispers something. Thanks for coming to see me. I leave yours in your good hands. The professor made it sound so cool, but once I've always wanted to say it just once. I'll take care of it. So relax and rest. The door closes, and Simon spaces out in the corridor. Jeez. Leaving it to me? Professor Caria, and Croquet. They're all so big-hearted. In any case, I'm starting to understand what I want to do and what I ought to do. This is the Western Century Post number 9, hailing Simo. Hang on. I'm heading back to the control hub now. Sako? Looks like we'll be pulling overtime tonight. You'll keep you company, won't you? Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. Oh, there's actually a lot of these. Usually there's only 6 parts, but yeah, that's a lot. Hold on. Just double check that don't get bamboozled. Yeah, I think this is going to last for like 1 more hour. These are actually kind of long. Meeting room, Area D71, temporary observation station, the Oasis. The none too spacious meeting room is packed full of white-coated agents. They huddle together in 3s and 2s, exchanging the documents they're holding and whispering to each other. Looks like everyone's here. Let's start the meeting. I don't think there's any value in discussing the reproduction of electronic viruses right now. Then what do you think is worth discussing? Everyone, please be quiet! I think our focus should be... Would everyone please be quiet?! I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, silence please. I'm Hotep, who is standing beside Bonnie. Seems to have anticipated this. She forcefully bangs on the table to get everyone's attention. Miss Bonnie? We're beginning the second medical symposium now. Will Supervisor or Team A please report on their progress? Hello, Florence. Looks like everyone you can pull now. I guess they're having their moments here. Well, we're done with the theoretical portion of our studies. Right now we need... Miss Florence, there are many new attendees here. Would you mind starting from the beginning? What a pain. I am Florence, leader of Team A, and our research is targeted at the source of the code of the virus. That is, the stuff that's hidden inside the virus, in its deepest and most private places. Simply put, it's like the virus's DNA. Although the professor and the others have already headed out to find the source of this virus, we can't just pin all of our hopes onto them, now can we? Which is why, now that our theoretical work is complete, we need to begin performing clinical trials. That's it. Clinical trials. Could you elaborate on our current progress? Florence raises an eyebrow and glances at Panakia, who's seated on the other end of the long table. The corners of her mouth curl up in a smile. Do you have to know? Alright, I'll tell you. We have currently identified around 100 special code sequences, and we're reasonably certain that the target sites for the source code are among them. Unfortunately, we've hit a bottleneck with pure computation alone, so I was hoping we could go directly to clinical trials to speed up the progress. In short, I need reset permissions. Reset permissions? Are you talking about death permissions? Pretty much. As long as you understand. We have people like that in the Oasis, right? Agents that are considered completely beyond salvation. Absolutely not! You look so stern, Pancake. This is exactly why I didn't want to discuss this topic in public. Panakia ignores Florence's flippant smile and begins to speak. I cannot agree to the request of Team A's leader. As doctors, we need to save all our patients, so long as they draw breath. Wow, how radiant! Pancake is such a lovely little angel. Be quiet, Miss Florence. Okay. Now then, can you tell us about Team B's research approach in progress? Of course. We believe that since the professor has already set out to find a source code, we should focus on stabilizing our patients. Currently, Team B has developed a drug that can greatly slow the spread of the virus, and combined with Miss Anna's emergency rescue code, we can perform sequencing on all our patients. In other words, we intend to use the most reliable method for studying the virus not as a single strain, but as hundreds of different strains. Clap, clap, clap. Florence has been holding her tongue, suddenly applauds. That isn't the most reliable method, that's the most stupid method. Well said, Pancake. It truly is the perfect plan. Apart from the lack of actual progress, Team B's research has gone swimmingly well. What are you getting at, Florence? I'm saying that you haven't made any headway at all. You want to stabilize the patient and take all of the challenges that come one after the other. What do you think the virus is? A test script given out by the professor? It's just anime house. I thought you learned your lesson in that sector, but you haven't changed at all, even after the professor rescued you. Can you guarantee the virus will give you all the time you want? Can you guarantee the virus won't develop drug resistance? Can you guarantee that the professor can find the source code? Don't be naive, we're racing against the Grim Reaper here. And when you play against him, you win or die. So your answer is to adopt the most extreme approach possible in response to something that hasn't happened yet? Florence, you aren't saving people, you're killing them. Please stop fighting. We're not fighting. I'm just analyzing the situation with Pancake. You're going too far, Florence. All that is just one conjecture on your part. Conjectures can come true, you know. You've already seen how scary the infection is. Silence! I'm Hotep, who's helping Bonnie host this symposium. Can't let their argument get any more out of hand. She pounds heavily on the table and silences the meeting room once again. Since neither of you can convince the other, we'll follow the usual procedure and call for a public vote. The symposium will divert all its resources to the research group that receives more votes. The usual procedure again. If the professor were here, he wouldn't be so conservative. Oh, I miss the professor. Someone as kind of a professor wouldn't agree to putting your friends' lives at risk. Let's see how it goes then. Several minutes later, the results are in. The ratio of A to B votes is a tie, isn't it? It's a tie. They're even! What are you all thinking? This is why you always have an odd number of members. Calm down, Miss Panakia. An even split means that the medical center will not support either team for now. We will convene a third symposium in several hours' time. Hopefully, both team leaders will be able to present more detailed data and plans to us. What a waste of time. I'll be off then. Florence! No, don't get mad, Panakia. This is an emergency. You should put your effort in doing what's important. I understand. Thank you, Bonnie. Team B's lab, Area D71, Temporary Observation Station, the Oasis. Panakia condenses operants into liquid form and steadily injects them into a test tube. It seems the reaction is about to complete. However, Panakia accidentally loses control of the operant at a crucial moment and administers too much data, and the entire tube of drug compound is a complete write-off. Give me another batch of ingredients from drug 67. I'll compound it again. What's wrong? Do you want to take a break, Miss Panakia? This is the 5th time you've failed the experiment. According to the rules you set down, you ought to have stopped by the 3rd time to re-examine your status and approach. Ah. You're right. I'm sorry, I'm too restless and impatient. I need to calm down. Are you worried about Team A? Yeah. I'm afraid Florence is going to present irrefutable data and research proposals tomorrow. I doubt it. I believe we'll have the support of everyone. After all, your solution is the best. No. That's not true. Panakia's eyes instantly darken. The truth is, Florence is right. We haven't made any progress at all. How could that be? We stabilized and conditioned so many agents. And then what? The virus evolves so fast. Florence has a point. All we're doing is administering palliative care. And the virus is eventually going to develop drug resistance. So, are you going to compromise? Are you okay with Miss Florence using patients for experiments? Maybe there are limitations to our approach, but skipping past proper procedure and going straight to clinical trials is against everything we stand for. Even if they don't use our method, they shouldn't support Teammate's extremist approach. You're right. No matter what happens, we can't let ourselves become too extreme in our methods. Panikia takes a deep breath, then starts putting away the data on her desk. I'm going to talk to Florence and try to convince her to look for a new research approach with me based on our existing data. Right now? Right now! Thanks, NPC! Hold on, I gotta order food before places close down. Give me a second. Yeah, I am really shocked that this is taking so long. And I shouldn't be shocked, actually. This is Girls Frontline. Just kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, I need to order food before it's too late. Almost done. I'm making it quick. I'm not browsing like I usually do. Okay. Yeah, honestly, next time I'm with you. The people who already played Project Nerd Cloud are real eager to spoil. They're so eager. Team B's lab, Area 71, or D71, Temporary Observation Station, the Oasis. Panakia stands at the doorway, hesitating over what she will say after she goes inside. Just then, someone forces the door open. I'll go get someone. Oh, sorry. Huh? Panakia! What are you up to? Eh? You came just in time. Please, help us! The Panakia agent drags Panakia into the room without further explanation. Before she can speak, Panakia is confronted with an unimaginable sight. Florence is lying in a coma inside the isolation ward, her forehead knotted in a deep frown. There are faint purple marks on her wrist. The greatest antagonist of all hentai. Florence! Did you let Florence experiment on herself? We couldn't stop her. Couldn't she just wait a few hours? Yeah. Later was getting desperate because she thought your proposal would steamroll ours. Panakia is too much of a good girl. She looks adorable when she's all huffy, but has quite a headache when she's actually mad. Never mind, forget it. Besides, I know that hardly anyone other than you guys will support my proposal. The vote was tied, but I'm guessing quite a number of them are secretly criticizing me. I should just do it myself. That will also save the professor the trouble of having to put me in detention when they get back. Though I was kind of looking forward to it. I can't believe Florence would actually say something like that. Panakia, what should we do now? Panakia turns around and walks off without a word. Hey! I should let her die? Calm down. You're a doctor, so don't get all flustered. I can't do this by myself. I need to contact my team members. Oh yeah, you're right. You shouldn't be standing around either. Call for help. And get all the treatment staff on standby at the medical center over here. Yes, ma'am. Meeting room, Area D71, Temporary Observation Station, the Oasis. All the medical personnel at the medical center are present, just like during the day. The sole difference is that Florence is now floating in a suspension tank. She is enveloped by the pale blue suppression serum, and the purplish marks on her wrist are dim. I think I have a rough idea of what's going on. It seems Miss Florence went overboard with her experiments. But, how could this have happened? Doesn't this mean Florence is bound to lose tomorrow? This isn't a game, Miss Bunny. Right now the problem is that Miss Florence is in a very bad state. From what I can tell, she injected something extremely dangerous to herself. If we leave her be, she might end up in a long-term coma just like the other infected agents. Right on cue, the originally dull marks on Florence's wrist have lit up again. Then what should we do now? Team B will put aside their current progress and focus on developing a second-gen drug to stabilize Florence. But I would need everyone's help to research that second-generation compound. Hotep, would you mind contacting the professor? We need as much information as we can get. Understood, Miss Bunny. I'm leaving this place to you then. Okay. Now that concrete arrangements have been made, everyone present springs into action. The next day, meeting room, Area D71, Temporary Observation Station, the Oasis. After forsaking sleep all night and with the help of everyone present, Panakia has just barely managed to compound a dose of specific drug, which she administers to Florence. The formulation is not designed with broad applicability or ease of mass production in mind. The drug is that specific. I am truly expecting nothing less of you, Panakia. To think you could compound such an effective suppression medicine in such a short amount of time. Amazing! I can't take all the credit. And don't get your hopes up just yet. I suspect that this virus can self-evolve, so there's no telling how useful the second generation compound will be. Knock knock. There's a timely knock on the door, and Imhotep enters the room. Ladies and gents, I have good news for everyone. Imhotep shares the information she has learned from the professor about the virus and its effects on the tetrad layer with everyone. So basically, someone has to enter Leader's tetrad layer and deepen at her private, to rescue her then. Then allow me! Imhotep, there's no time to lose. Can you run me through the entry procedure? Eh? You're going in yourself? If you think about it, I'm partially responsible for Florence's current condition. If I hadn't been so critical of her at the meeting, she wouldn't have resorted to turning herself into a lab rat. Don't say that, because truth be told, we're all responsible. This is not time to assign blame. However, you are the best choice for going in. To some extent, tetrad layer will reflect the neural cloud protection on the secondary layer. Since you developed a suppression drug, you should have a better chance than the rest of us. Once this decision has been made, the others waste no time and immediately set about to perform the preparation work to project Panakia into Florence's tetrad layer. Florence, you... Under everyone's watchful gaze, Panakia awakens from the neurocloud connection, her face flushed bright red. Thank goodness, Panakia is out! How's Florence? I woke her up. Her condition wasn't as bad as it looked. She wasn't as impulsive as we thought. The viral code she used for her experiment was specially processed. That said, I have the strong urge to knock her out again right now. Oh? But Florence hasn't woken up yet, no? That's not right. Panakia's brow furrows. She releases Florence from the suspension tank and leans in to size her up. I remember she was fully unconscious on her tetrad layer and... Never mind. In any case, she's gotta be awake now. At this juncture, I believe any information would be very important. Please, will we describe in detail? You're doing some purpose, aren't you, Miss Imhotep? Panakia, darling. Hello. Just as Panakia turns to Imhotep, Florence's eyes open and she embraces Panakia with a wicked smile on her face. Thanks for coming to rescue me. Let go! Let go of me! Imhotep covers Bonnie's eyes without missing a beat and gestures for the others to leave. Florence, was your experiment fruitful? Of course! I learned so many things thanks to my darling Panakia. Perhaps I won't need to perform clinical trials for my future research. Wonderful. I hope you'll be able to submit reports to the medical center for reference afterwards. Of course. These are my precious memories, so I need to document them in great detail. Let's go, Bonnie. Wait, Imhotep, save! dear, oh dear, don't struggle. My darling Panakia. I just woke up. My body's a little out of control. No. Ah! Can you take your hand off yet? What's going on? It sounds really noisy. It's nothing. They're just sharing their experimental results. Let's go, Miss Bonnie. Oh. Okay. Florence? Hearing you call my name such passion is a little embarrassing. Stop it already! Last one for the night. At the reverse Babylon Tower. Diddy ass dolls. The clear, crisp sound of Angela's footsteps echo off the steps. Their tempo is somewhat quicker than usual. Please, slow down, Lady Angelus. There isn't a moment to lose. I must head over to give support as soon as possible. It's alright if you can't keep up. Just follow after me with a medical team. Oh, if it isn't Big Sis Angelus. Oh, hello. I like your hair down, actually. It's very cute. Lady Eucharist. Eucharist? Are you going to show your face in public even in this tragic state of yours? If I were you, I would know some shame and remain obediently where I ought to be. Just as Angelus has said that, right now Eucharist is a far cry from her usual self. Her gear is nowhere in sight, her mechanical wings have been removed, and the pride of a greater sanctifier has vanished without trace. You just had to rub it in, didn't you? We greater sanctifiers have the right to exercise our own judgment over whether or not we need to move out. Since I was feeling bored, I came out for a stroll. Then let me generously remind you that not only have you been stripped of your privileges, but have also been sentenced to confinement, so that is one right you do not currently possess. Yes, I know Lord Eosphorus said I was to stay inside of Reverse Tower, I remember that. Don't go grabbing my arm. Plastering yourself to me is the most unsightly. I'm just trying to get closer to my big sister Angelus. Now our hearts are one. Charles, that's enough! Lord Hesperus is overseeing the border battlefront to keep the entropy at bay and keep those chaotic demons from ravaging Magracia. And now, those very same entropics have appeared in the Purity sector. This is a very grave situation. I know that. I'm not actually an airhead, you know. I came because I thought you might regret heading out. Angelus comes to a halt. Regret, you say? Eucharist? Are there any other places in urgent need of attention other than the Purity sector? See, Big Sis Angelus? You're always running around everywhere to help out, but you don't pay enough attention to the news within the Reverse Tower. The entropics at the border battlefront are exceptionally belligerent. Lord Hesperus is requesting reinforcements. Although Little Raven's been sent over already, you should know that Raven's always been rash. Although I'm worried about the situation on the front line, I'm still under confinement, so all I can do is plead with you, sister. Oh? You're usually so willful. Why are you being such a good girl now? Being punished for breaking confinement sucks! I want to make up for my past mistakes too. Things must be really bad if Lord Hesperus has to ask for reinforcements. Will Little Raven actually be able to help Lord Hesperus out? I'm so worried about the greatest sanctifiers at the border. Yeah, of course she does. She's too rash. Fighting the Entrepix isn't a simple matter of destroying everything. But the situation in the Paradise sector is just as urgent. I can't neglect them, either of them. If only the results of my trial were finalized, perhaps I'd be able to help share some of your burden, Big Sis Angelus. Unfortunately, crime and punishment of the tribunal haven't returned yet, so I can't leave the reverse tower even if I wanted to help. What should I do, Big Sis Angelus? You can forget about these little schemes, you Charis. It's no good trying to press me that way. Regressia's safety is crucial. To that end, Raven is also a capable fighter, given that she bears the responsibility of being a greater sanctifier. The border battlefront is more important. Lord Eosiris, forgive me for not noticing your arrival. There's no need to stand on ceremony. Your consternation was only due to your concern, after all. I am ashamed to admit that I have neglected my surroundings. I was hoping to personally proceed to the Pierre sector. Angelus, I understand your eagerness, for you value order and stability more than anyone else. From the reports I have received so far, an intermediate sanctifier will be enough to handle the Pierre sector. I have dispatched wisdom and a team to take care of it. You are the original pillar for our war effort against this Entrepix on the border battlefront, so I do not doubt your judgment. But with the Entrepix sowing such chaos, sending just an intermediate sanctifier, I fear wisdom is not capable of handling the matter in a suitable fashion if the Entrepix mutate too severely. If any rebels arise, I will personally take care of them. The true disaster for Regracia would be if the defense line held by Hesperus is breached. You are correct. The situation on the border battlefront is extremely pressing. That is also the reason why I was hoping you would go there. Let crime worry about these Entrepix infiltrated Regracia. Let crime worry about how these Entrepix infiltrated Regracia in the first place. Your consideration are so thorough that I can find no fault with them. I will proceed to the front lines now to help Lord Hesperus stabilize the battle conditions. Lord Eosiris, Lady Eucharist, I have also assembled a force and we are prepared to depart with Lady Angelus. Eosiris nods. Angelus spreads her wings and flies off the peak of the reverse tower. Bye, Big Sis. Be careful. If you get completely improvised over there, not even the Pantheon can save you. Contain yourself. You are still under punishment. Okay. But Lord Hesperus, do I really have to wait until crime and punishment return? That is the price you must pay for your willfulness. Any more and I will shrink the area of your confinement to just your room. What about the various sundry matters of Regracia? Other than the exiles of the Oasis, there are also a few weird agents running around between the sectors. Do you wish to investigate them? What if they end up being as interesting as the exiles? Eosiris looks down at Eucharist. The brown-haired girl blinks her gleaming eyes, the very image of innocence. Do you wish to make contact with these unknown agents or explore other places? Both. I see. Yes. This seems to require further discipline. Return to your room, Eucharist. You are forbidden to see anyone until your trial is complete. Chapter 5, End. I'm not gonna lie, I just imagine Eosiris just backhanding. backhanding Ikaris on the butt. Right back, girl. Yeah, just about hit 10 o'clock.
本日の到着ですの。
That's the chapter.
まるでク
Very
リス
good.
マスに働くファータですわね。
I don't think I want to say it's the best one. I still think chapter 1 is my favorite still. I don't think it's getting long. Yeah. I may still like chapter 1 the best, but this one's really good. And I'm very interested in seeing what comes next, but that won't happen until next week. Because on Thursday it's Nikkei Day, because a new chapters are coming out, and I do want to focus on that.
昔からずっと儀仗兵は国家のメンツと君主の威厳の
But
象徴でした。
tomorrow it will be a bonus stream because of the live stream that Girlfriend 2 is having. So we're going to do a watch party of that. So basically I'll be streaming for 2 more days straight. Then after that is next week, and depending on when I get done with Nikkei, Tuesday might be a part 2 of Nikkei, and then on Thursday we'll get back to Project Neuro Cloud.
私の表情が硬いのはそのせいかって？いいえ、単なる癖ですわ。
But yeah, I thought I would be able to get 2 chapters done today, but nah, they just suddenly boosted their writing length. So now I'm gonna get 1 done. And that's probably going to be the case going forward.
本日の到着ですの。
Yeah, I think my food's here. It is. So I'm gonna fuck off and eat. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be starting 10 minutes before the stream happens. That way we're all set to go. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Yeah, I'd be a Santa, right? Should it be the other way around? Wouldn't you want her to be 1 year old? Whatever. You guys take care.